Hi, and welcome back to AFTV, the big fundraiser that we're doing. You know what? I think those guys over there on United Stand, they were still doing their quiz. I don't know if they were quite finished it yet, but they were still doing their quiz. But we've reached the 12 o'clock hour, so we're going to join right now anyway, whilst they probably round up what they're doing. But listen, welcome back. We are here for the next 3 hours, taking you right down to 3 a.m. Remember the whole point of what we're doing today. The whole point of it is we're trying to raise money for the NHS in this 24-hour fundraising event. And I can tell you, we have been doing absolutely brilliantly. Let me check on where we're at with it. Just refreshing here to see. Wow, £10,424.25. That is what we have raised so far. Respect to everybody who has donated to that. That is absolutely amazing. Since we started today at 12 o'clock, you guys have been giving so generously. And I really, really, really appreciate it. So thanks to everybody who's donated. Remember, you can still donate. We want to smash that figure right out of the park. So keep donating. The link is in the description. You can see a couple of barcodes there, those QR codes. All you got to do is scan those and it will take you to the page, right? Takes you over to the page, and on the page, you can donate. Doesn't matter how much you're going to donate, whether it's a small amount, large amount will be nice. Whatever you've got will be gratefully received over here. And we will really, really, really appreciate it. So we're back for, what's this now? I'm losing count now. This is our third stint, right? Yeah, third stint. I've done the 12 till 3. I've done the 6 till 9. And I'm now here from 12 till 3 in the morning. And remember, we are taking you right through till midday tomorrow on this 24-hour stream. And we are loving life right now. We got some guests coming up. In the next few hours, plenty of guests, plenty of banter. That's how we've been doing it today. We want to get you guys involved as well. So there you have it there. We've hit £10,424.25. That's absolutely amazing. Please keep donating. This is all going to the NHS. All the money made off of all the videos that we are doing today, the live streams, both here and over on United Stand, is going to the NHS, all of it, right? All the super chats, everything, every penny, right? So guys, please get involved, donate. We so much appreciate it. We really, really do. Right. We got Troopz coming up soon, just waiting on him. He's always late. So, I mean, it's no surprise there, but he should be dropping in very soon. We've got a full program of people coming up in the next few hours. So it should be brilliant. But first of all, let's get into some of your comments. Actually, before I get into some of the comments, let's get into some of the people who've been donating and take a look at what they've been doing. Big up Steve Lowry. Thank you very much for your donation. Umar, well done to you. Jordan Harbour, well done to you for your donation. Keep them coming through. Really, really, really appreciate it. Let's keep those donations coming. Sean Storm 98. There's loads of people who are anonymous, don't want to give their name. Fair enough. You know what I mean? It's not about even that. It's about giving. So respect due to you. Barry Enright, thank you very much to you. All of you guys who've been donating, we really, really appreciate it. And let's get into some of the comments there. Mason Khan says, big up to the NHS. AIFA says, AA FIFA says, where is Troopz? This brother is always late, right? Oh, what did I click in there? What did I click in there? Hey, lock off that music, man, because then you're gonna get out. You're gonna get out our stream. Take a dab. So copyright.
What's it?
This guy, man, trust me. And you're late as well. And you're late. Whilst you're doing that, let me go through a few more of the comments there. Somebody say asking we want Claude back. I think Claude is going to join us sometimes during this stream. So Troopz will be zooted, says Billy. I told him, listen, I told him to behave himself on it. I told him to behave himself.
One with start a new relationship with you. This is what you. Hey, man, listen. Yo, DJ Troopz in the dog. You understand? Yo, fire for them. Yo, listen. You understand? Right,
how you doing, man?
But I'm waved right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Listen, behave yourself, yeah. Behave.
The champagne done. Now I'm on the yak. Hey, 1 sec. I gotta get the yak. I need to get the yak, fam. 1 sec. I'm getting the yak, like 1 sec.
I told you it's going to be a crazy next few hours with this guy in here. Apparently, Claude is drunk as well. I saw him touching some wine earlier on as well. Dylan says, big up to Troopz. Trust me, man. Troopz in the building, man. Trust me. So Troopz, good to have you here, man. And I can report to you and say that this is going brilliantly today. We have raised over, I'll give the exact amount right now. Let me just refresh the screen on it because it's going up every time. £10,572.24. That's what we have raised. That figure coming up is actually out of date. We've gone even higher than that now. So everybody's been donating. It's been absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, man. That's mad still, you get me? That's mad numbers, bro. That's mad numbers. 10 bags.
10 bags, bro.
10 bags, blood.
10 bags to the NHS.
That's a little belly there, you get me? It's a little belly. I'm not gonna lie, fam. You get me? Big up the NHS, blood, because they're doing their thing, you get me? You understand? On the front line, risking themselves, blood. You understand? So they deserve all the money they can get, fam, to be honest, blood.
Hey, do you remember that thing we did for the NHS earlier in the year?
What, the give blood thing?
When we gave blood, do you remember that?
Yeah.
When you was bottling it.
You don't chat shit. You were the shit, man. Let me go waffle, blood, yeah? I was on it. I said, you know what? I'm on it still. Like, you understand? They messaged man again.
I know. And now is the time that they need it as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
Alex here says, Don Robbie, NHS, the best. I work as a hospital porter and the nurses are brilliant. Trust me, the nurses, don't forget those people that do like hospital porters and stuff like that. Without them, nothing's going to run in a hospital, and they're doing a fantastic job. And they are also putting themselves on the line as well. Yeah. So, it's Troopz is off his rocker.
I'm mash, blood. If man saw me on my live stream, blood, I was daggering the wife on live, blood. Don't ever get it twisted, blood. You know, somebody
was it Troopz? How is you and your wife now? What happened?
Yeah, we had a little mad thing still, you understand? man went got the roses, bought the bottle of champagne. You know, everything's good now, you get me? Everything's back.
Use an apology tip.
Yeah, real talk, like, you understand? It was a bit of a, you get me?
We won't go into details of that. But listen, it's great to have you on here, man. It's great to have you on here. It's great for you to be part of this. We've had so many people, so many guests out throughout the day. We had Expressions on earlier. I think he might be jumping on at some stage as well.
Yeah, he said, even Loomis said he might come on still. I was chatting to Loomis like an hour ago. He was saying he might jump.
So, lots of activity going on here. And as I said, we're trying to raise as much money. They've been doing a competition, a quiz over on United Stands. I don't know whether those boys brought it home. It was DT and Claude representing us over there. When I was listening to it, they weren't getting on too bad.
I got faith in Claude, but DT, blood. You understand? I remember when I bought him up last time and he cried like an idiot, blood. You understand? Really, even with the thing that we did when it was me and him against Goldbridge and Rance, we did it with 88 Sport, blood. It was me coming with all the answers, blood.
I can imagine. But no, man, listen, it's great to have you on, man. So let's talk a little bit about football to get started. You would have seen the other day that the owners and that putting a little bit of money in. Does that give you a bit of faith that they're going to do a bit of spending?
Yeah, I see this this cash injection talk. You understand? But I want to actually see the money. You get me? Because I've heard all this chat before, blood. You understand? This is coming, that's coming. this, that, you get me, and ain't fuck all come true. You understand? So you know me already. I'm you know me, blood. You get me? I'm a skeptical brother. You understand? Because I don't trust none of them, blood. You understand? I don't trust them as far as I can throw it. I can't trust them as far as I can throw them, blood. Right now, I'm drunk. I'm not throwing man nowhere, blood. You understand? I can't pick up no strip and dash man nowhere, blood. You get me? If anything, I'm the one that's getting dashed somewhere, blood. You understand? So for me, yeah, until I actually see them, like, if I saw like a bid for Upper Moncano and it was like 60, 70 million, then I'd be like, you know what, cool, these men are serious, blood. But until then, yeah, it's just all talk for me, fam.
Yeah, a lot of talk. And we're getting linked with a couple of players, but the main thing about Arsenal right now is the uncertainty around Aubameyang. Is this guy going to be staying or is he going? And, you know, we were chatting about it the other day on the Bias Premier League show, but we still no closer to knowing what's going on with him.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't think he's going. Like, for me, I don't think he's going, blood. Like, I don't know, man. I got this feeling in me that, like, I don't. If he goes, he's going abroad. You get me? So if he goes, I don't really mind if he goes because I know he's not going to jump ship and go to a Man United. You get me? So I hope not. There's not like come on, man. Like, you see, like when he left, when he was at Saint Etienne in France, and he never jumped ship to go up to a PSG or a Marseille or a Lyon. He went Dortmund. And when he left Dortmund, he went to Arsenal. You get me? Come to us. And he don't, you understand? I think if he left, he'd go to, you get me? I think Barca are floating around him. You understand? There's word of Madrid trying to put their little nose in as well. PSG, when you look at it, would probably be, you get me? They probably need, because Cavani's getting on. You understand? I think him with Mbappe would be a mad thing, but I'm not going to lie.
Although they have got a Cardi at the moment, haven't they? PSG, although he's on loan, but they have got a Cardi. I don't think he's going to be going back to winter.
He's on loan, and Cavani is the main striker. You get me? So I don't really think they're going to sign a Cardi. I think he'll go back to Inter. And I don't think like there's no Italian club, like even Juve, blood. You get me? I don't know why Ramsey went there, blood. Because I think he just went there to win a league title. To be honest, blood. Because there's no real competition out there, blood.
Well, this guy says, how would you feel? How would Troopz feel about a Mayweather takeover at Arsenal? Right, there was Mayweather the other day was talking something about
Newcastle.
You know, Floyd Mayweather taking over at Arsenal. How would you feel about something like that?
Me personally, I wouldn't mind that because Mayweather one of my favorite boxers. You understand? 49-0. You already know. You understand? Arsenal 49. You get me? It's a match.
It matches.
Blood. You understand? Match made in heaven, blood. You get me? And at least with him, yeah, like if a man did a stupidness, yeah, you'd have the confidence in him to go into the change room and punch that man up, blood. You understand? You be smoking, man, bro. You know, you know his defense is good. So if they even try to throw a bang, man would just go whoop and just hit him with it. So that's the thing as well, bro. With an owner like him, yeah, you'll be scared, blood. It's like Chelsea, yeah. The reason why they've done a madness, yeah, is because this brother has, you get me, he could just quickly, a couple man, you understand, next thing, boom, you get me, man, I'm missing, you understand, next thing, man, I'm going like, like, this is mad in the dunya, you understand, like, we need an owner like that, blood, where he puts fear into the players, blood, where they're like, if we fuck up, yeah, like, I might go home and my dog's missing, or, you get me, they're gonna trouble the dog. You understand? Like they're gonna take the dog. You get me? Keep the dog, and then you score a goal. The dog come back again. You understand? But yeah, blood. I'm all day for Mayweather. I swear down, blood. And he's got money, bro. He's got big money, blood. And
he's not a billionaire, is he? He's got millions. He's not a billionaire.
Nah, but
he flashes a load of money, but he's not what I call proper money, like those sort of guys. You know what I mean?
But he could come in with someone. You get me? Come in with someone. Yeah. And you know that he's a splasher, so he'll come in and be like, nah, I want the bad man players, blood. We're paying $100 million for this product.
I could see him and Aubameyang definitely getting on, that's for sure.
You understand? Like, he'll follow me as well, blood. You get me? Like, it'll be, you understand? Money, blood, Clark, Mayweather, my brother. You get me? You see how it drops, fam? Like, you understand? Next thing you don't know already. Man's chilling with fucking Mayweather in the box, blood. They're going to be crying again.
Well, so we've got we're gonna bring on the noise now because we've got expressions in it. What's he look? Claiming that.
There ain't no noise, cuz, you understand? Bare time I try. I mean, look at this, blood. Look,
blood, I don't even wait for gal this long. I don't know who you two think you are, blood. Both of you, blood. I don't even wait for gal this long, fam. Fam, nah. Look at the state of both of you. I don't wait. I wouldn't wait for Christina Milian this long, and I'm waiting for this. What's this? What is this?
Blood.
My days, fam. Man thinks he's Terrence Howard, yeah? He thinks he's Terrence Howard, and you think you're the Donny from the Gangster's Paradise video, sweating in the back, fam. He's telling Motula, Libidin do Gangster Paradise. You know, wait there, fam. Oh, my days, fam.
Hey, blood. You understand that? The wife will slap me up, blood. Like, I just got back on good terms, blood. Now, what's up with them, blood? I
was holding the dog house. She all confiscated your phone, blood. I've been trying to call you, blood.
I was in the kids' room, fam. She put on a fucking Buzz Lightyear bed, blood. It's peachy.
Listen, I'm trying to phone this guy, yeah, and this guy's on some, I don't know, some sausage fest, some PE with Joe, blood. You know them way there, blood. Like,
hey, listen, I'm ready to go gym with you, man, now, blood. You understand? I'm ready to go now, blood.
Fam, I'm back in pepperami season. Look at the arms, fam. They're looking like pepperamis. Where's the camera, blood? Look, it's kind of peak still.
Blood, PE with Joe will get you tonk. I'm telling you, blood.
You've been keeping it up. You've been keeping up that PE with Joe stuff.
Blood, 5 days a week, man, bangs it out, fam. No anything.
Right, that's brilliant, man. That's brilliant. Respect for that. Yeah, you know what, right? What I wanted to run by you guys, right? I wanted to look into like the best Premier League players. Premier League, yeah? And I want to like run through like a few. I want to run through like goalkeepers, defenders, midfielders, and strikers. And I'm gonna run through some of them. And I want you guys to tell me at the end of it who you think is the best ever in that position, right? That's what we're going to do. Just before we do that, let me just remind everybody again, please donate. The link is in the description. We are raising money on this 24-hour fundraiser stream, raising money for the NHS. So please give generously, give what you can, and it will be much, much appreciated. Right. We're going to start off with goalkeepers, yeah? Best goalkeepers.
Ian Walker.
He
was useless.
You walk the fuck I hear that shit, blood. Are you brother? I'd rather Carter in goal, fam. That nigga's you understand? He can't even catch a ball, blood. I'd rather him in goal.
Ever since Troopz went to America, he started dropping N-bombs. Yeah, don't worry, expressions won't do it, blood. You know them way there, fam. Unless you lot do a super chat that's like 10 bags, then I'll say it, blood. You know them way there.
Hey, Robbie, I'm not gonna lie. Since when I went to New York in December, yeah, before me and you went to Orleans again in February, yeah.
Gang business.
I'm
pouring me a drink. Now, let's get started, fam. Let's get started, fam.
Lucas in. I'm gonna say this, bitch, blood. What are you dealing with, blood?
No. It's my mad, fam. Don't get it twisted, blood.
I got the Kavasi on deck.
You know I keep.
Drop that.
Robbie shook right now. You know.
I got my coffee, mate.
I got coffee in there, blood.
Right, listen, goalkeepers, yeah.
All right, go on.
I'm going to run through them. So, goalkeepers, best goalkeeper in the Premier League era.
Yeah.
Seaman.
Yeah.
Schmeichel.
Yeah.
Petr Cech. Van der Sar.
Yeah.
Alisson. Edison.
Okay.
No.
Lloris.
Oi.
Yeah, in this team because this hand rolls on the live stream.
Hey, big man thing, yeah. No. Big man thing. Yeah. Respect got put on it because he's won a World Cup, innit, blood? You know them way there. I'm so glad you never put burnt Leno in it, fam. You know what I mean? Burnt like an incense stick, fam. You know them way there. Less of that, fam. You know what I mean? Man get to the end and he's done, fam. Incense stick, he's burnt. But big man thing, yeah. I'm going with Peter Schmeichel, fam. Straight up. Peter Schmeichel, straight up, blood. No arguing.
I can't lie. Schmeichel, like Seaman was the man, yeah. But Schmeichel, like, I don't think Wrighty scored a goal against him in the league, blood. You understand? Like, and look how much games Wrighty played against Man United. There's like at least 7 games, blood.
Yeah, I don't think you can argue with Seaman, man. I don't think you can argue with Schmeichel. He was brilliant. He was brilliant.
That's what I was going to say, bro. You're losing your mind, fam. Unless you're talking about the semen that makes you your kids, fam, then yes, you can argue, blood. You know them way there, fam. That's about it, blood. You know them care, blood.
All right. Let's go goalkeepers.
Coffee, blood. You understand? Man went to a flipping green place or the plug or something, blood. You understand? Like, you get me? I'm gonna lie.
Right. Let's go defenders now, yeah? Best defenders.
Yeah.
Right. And when I say defenders, I'm talking specifically really centre backs.
Okay.
Defenders. I haven't gone for wingers. For right and left centre backs. Yeah. John Terry.
Why are you putting that 1 minute? Why are you putting that racist in this thing? Don't put him in this thing. No.
Hey, true. Hey, do you remember? Hey, true. Do you remember when we met him, blood? Do you remember? Yeah. Do you remember the motorbike? Do you remember when we met him?
Yeah, clown blood.
Yeah, do you remember?
Fuck yeah. Don't ever put that. Listen, blood. Don't. Hey, Robbie, start again, fam. You understand? Because
you have to have him in it. John Terry.
Why?
You have to have him in it. Vincent Kompany.
Okay, so Vincent.
Tony Adams.
Okay.
Sol Campbell.
Nah. You taking the piss, fam. I keep telling you, bruv. Listen, Sol Campbell, bruv. Don't make fam. Bruv. I swear.
He's gone.
As soon as you said Campbell, yeah, I was like, he's gonna cut.
Exactly. I came back, blood. Listen, yeah. You know what it was, yeah. A big man thing, yeah. I think I heard wrong, innit, blood. You lot want me here, right? You want me here, innit?
You want me here, innit?
Yeah. So I heard wrong, fam. You know them with it. You can call you. Maybe you man just said 8 ball. You said 8 ball, fam. Man said 8 ball. That's who it is. 8 ball. I know who that is, fam.
You have to have him in it, right?
N'Golo Kante centre back. That's who you're talking about. Yeah. All right, cool. Yep. Next. Who's next?
Van Dijk.
Yep.
Yeah.
Vidic.
Okay.
Ferdinand.
Yeah.
Yep. Stam.
Okay. Ooh. Wait, we got to choose one, blood.
Yeah.
One. Who's the best in the Premier League era?
Yep, Stam.
That's what I'm saying. You see when he said Stam? No, I'm not going to lie. Go on.
Nah, go on, X.
Because you know what it was, yeah? As he was going along the players, obviously he swore a couple times, and this is a child's show, and he shouldn't be doing that, blood. That's why I had to leave, fam. You know them way there. Less of that, blood. Less of that, fam. I put up with seeing you, blood. That's enough, bruv. I'm telling you, bruv. I always see man with hair, blood, because it brings me back to when, you get me, I was in a coma, fam, and I've twisted and turning, blood, and bad things were going in. You know what I mean? No, but anyway, you see, as he went up the names, blood, I was thinking he went Vidic, Ferdinand, man. He was like he was improving. But you see, when he said Yap Stam, it wiped out the whole thing, blood. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Look at me, blood. I'm standing up, blood. I'm standing up. Because the whole time he's naming. The whole time he's naming, man, yeah? I'm like, has this brother not put Stam in the category, blood? Has he forgotten that Stam played for Man United, blood? Because for me, yeah?
He's in there.
Stam is the best, blood. It don't matter about time limit, blood. That brother is the best, fam. You see, Fergie's an arrogant prick, blood. Yeah, I can say that about Fergie. I know Man United, man. It ain't my fucking legend, blood. Yeah, Fergie's an arrogant prick, blood, and that's why he got rid of Stam. That's why he got rid of Beckham. That's why he got rid of all them man there, because they were taking the limelight from him. And he's like, oh, he couldn't handle it, blood. He wants man like Giggs. You understand? Them one-lad man there, blood, that will do madness with their brothers and sisters, blood. He wants them man there, blood. You understand? See, Yap Stam, blood. Yeah, there was blood. When they sold Stam to Lazio, yeah, of all clubs, Lazio, bro, I think I was about 11, 12, yeah? And I was like, bro, did these man really sell Stam? I thought it was a joke. I thought it was banter. I said, there's no way in hell, yeah, these men have sold Yap Stam, blood. At that point in time, yeah, when they sold Stam, he was the best defender in the world, blood. Yeah? That brother was cold, fam. He was cold, blood. When I saw him go up against Vieira, I said, nah, this guy don't care, blood. He don't care, fam. Because the only man I see step up to Vieira is Key. And when I see Stam, grab him and rev him, and Vieira was kind of moving soft. I'll be ruined with it. Vieira didn't want it with Stam. Vieira did not want it with Stam, blood. I'll be the first one to say that, blood. Vieira is an Arsenal legend. He's a bad boy. But you see, Stam's like Stam's like flipping. He's like a good fella. You understand? He's like He's like Robert De Niro in the Goodfellas, blood. You leave them alone.
You remember the stamp, blood? You remember the stamp, blood?
You remember the
Who you going for? Who you going
stamp,
for?
fam. Stamp, blood.
You two going for Stamp. To be honest, right? I know, as you said, you know what I mean, whatever he did, but to me, it's Terry. But Stamp, I think Rio Ferdinand was better. Rio Ferdinand was better than Stamp.
Why do you say Terry? Why do you say Terry?
The only reason you'll say Terry is longevity. That's it.
Yeah, Terry, and he won a lot of things. I don't know. I think
his league at United, he won the treble. Look what he done at United, fam.
Rio Ferdinand. I think Rio Ferdinand was better than Stamp. He had a better all-round game.
Nah, blood. Vidic is better than Ferdinand.
All right,
Vidic, quality, blood. I'll give you that.
Let's go midfielders. Right, midfielders.
They don't care, blood. Man, heading the thing like, you understand, like a.
You see, when you say midfielders, yeah, what are we doing? Wingers and midfielders, or just midfielders?
It includes wingers as well. So midfielders, yeah.
Well, to be fair, you don't even need to read a list out. It's Zidane or Figo for me, blood.
No. This is Premier League.
Swear down. Okay, let's go back.
Lampard.
Okay.
David Silva.
Back Frank.
Okay.
Gerrard.
Yeah. Stevie G.
SCN.
Okay.
Hazard.
Wait, you putting Hazard? You putting Hazard as a midfielder?
Keane. Roy Keane. Yaya Toure. Giggs. Scholes. Fabregas.
Hey, listen.
Bale.
Do you want me to come out of this freaking chat now, blah, blah, Fabregas? That fucking idiot. That fucking idiot in this
That's
team.
a lot of players, blood. Robbie, you mix the wingers in with the midfielders, fam.
Look,
you
mix the wingers in with the midfielders. You can't.
Yeah, but I'm just going right. I'm quite broad with the midfielders here. But which ones would you?
I'll be honest. You got to probably say Roy Keane. If you're putting them, then the baddest is Keane, bro, because he was the captain.
Yeah, I hear that, but not Keane, fam. Because for me, yeah, like Keane. Like, I don't even care if he sees this, blood. You know, then with there, fam. Trust, I say it with my chest, blood. And I ain't got no Vicks like Patrick Vieira, blood. I don't need to learn how to breathe. I can breathe, blood. You know, them way there. Listen, Keane, yeah. With Keane, yeah, he was a bad boy, played for Man United, won it, you get me, lifted things and that. But as a footballer, bruv, I just didn't enjoy watching him, fam. I enjoyed watching the trouble he caused, didn't it? But footballer, like, he's like, you get me? He's like, I don't know. I don't want to say Phil Jones in the midfield because he did his job, innit? But it's like Green Street on the pitch, fam. You know what I mean? I want to see tech, blood. Roy Keane ain't got no tech, blood. If you put him in FIFA, now listen to this truth, bro. Put Roy Keane, in FIFA Volta, no stars, blood.
Yeah.
And that's the football game, fam. Do you know them way there?
Yeah. Nah, but you know,
bruv. For me, he just didn't have the tech, blood. Yeah. He had the knowledge, bruv. No tech, blood. You know them way there.
Yeah, but you know what? For me, in the big games, he stood out, blood. And for me, I think it was that I remember being a kid, blood, and watching that game on Channel 3, blood. That Juventus away game, blood. And when he got that yellow card, blood, and he was out of the final, which they won against Munich, blood. And the way that he played, fam. Any other player, I'm talking Vieira's, Lampard's, Gerrard's, they would have lost their head like Gaza in Euro 90, blood. When Liverpool was saying, yo, what? Keane kept his head and he pushed United through that, blood. He put them to the final.
I agree with expressions, man. I mean, Roy Keane, he was like you said, a hard man player, tough player, but
he scored goals.
I expect him to do more as a manager than a player, fam. To be fair, like the way that I saw him. Do you get me?
Look at the goals.
Who are we going for? Who are we going for?
I'd say Keane.
I'm not gonna lie, yeah. I need to put some. The thing is, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like, obviously Gareth Bale's in there, but I'm not gonna be biased. I'm not gonna be biased in it, not at all. Innit? How come you never put Ronaldo in there? You put him in the forwards. Yeah, you probably are. All right, cool.
Ronaldo.
I'm not even gonna say Gareth Bale. Big man thing. All right, big man thing. When I was growing up, I was a big fan of Ryan Giggs, fam. A big fan of Ryan Giggs, blood, yeah.
He's overrated.
But when that comes to like this category and all the names you've read out, blood. People are going to be like, oh, yeah, whatever. Give me stick, give me whatever. Actually, I don't want any stick, fam. You know what I mean? I like women. I like the pie, blood. I don't want no stick, blood. You know, them way there, yeah? But I'm going to have to say Steven Gerrard, fam.
I'm going to go for, you might have to go Lampard.
I'm going Gerrard.
You have to go Lampard because
Lampard's up there still, but I can't say Lampard.
Look at how many things. Look at how many things Lampard won. Look how many goals he scored. He won everything, didn't he?
Yeah, but look what Gerrard did in the finals. Look what
Gerrard. But I don't know, man. Lampard, I think, did more.
Where did Gerrard? Name me one final, Gerrard. Name me one final that Lampard scored in. Gerrard scored in every final he played in. Gerrard done the mad thing against Liverpool.
He played in a lot less finals.
And you know the celebration as well. The celebration, blood. The celebration.
We got kicked up by Olympiacos, blood. Gerrard never had that. Gerrard said, "Fuck that!" Last minute, booked.
I don't know. I'm trying not to be biased here, right? And I'm not being biased, right? You've got. I think I'd have to edge a Lampard, man. He did it.
I'm saying Paul Scholes over Gerrard. No. Less for that.
I'm with you. If I can't pick Keane, then because I go Gerrard all day, blood. Because Lampard did that. For me, if you look at Lampard's time at Chelsea, yeah. Drogba did more than Lampard, blood. Yeah, way more. Pulling man.
Midfielder that scored more goals.
Drogba had Lampard on his back. Gerrard had the whole of Liverpool on his back, blood. The whole of Liverpool, and he was running with it, with confidence, with energy as well, blood. You understand? Man scored an equalising goal in the FA Cup final with a hamstring injury, blood. And you're telling me Lampard's better than Gerrard? Lampard.
I'm saying in the Premier League era, he was better. In my opinion, I'm not saying necessarily he's a better all-round player, but in the Premier League era, he did way more. And I'm sorry, you know, and a guy is saying that Lampard scored in the Champions League final.
No, he didn't. That was Drogba.
I don't remember that.
Drogba scored the equaliser. What are you on about?
I know Drogba scored.
Lampard scored against United in 2008. He said.
So that's one final.
Yeah, but he's still in the Champions League final.
All right,
Gerrard scored in everyone, did he not?
All right, let's go to Gerrard. Gerrard scored in every final he played in, blood. He scored in Champions League.
Hey, Robbie, look, super chat. Man saying, yeah, Paul Scholes better than all of them, most underrated player. Listen, I heard us Paul Scholes chat in the Premier League, but you see for England, fam, yeah, I know it was cut short and that, yeah, but nah, like I rate Paul Scholes highly, yeah, but for me, like in this chat, he ain't going over Gerrard. Like all Paul Scholes has really got over Gerrard is a deep voice, fam. You know them way there, blood. That's about it, fam.
All right, so I'll have to go with what you two are saying. You're both going for Gerrard. I wouldn't have, but you're both going for Gerrard. This guy's saying, "Where's Carrick?"
Where's Carrick, blood? He's only on Ollie's bench, fam. Any on Ollie's bench? Carrick on Ollie's bench, fam.
All right, let me go strikers. Yeah, Drogba, Luis Suarez, Fernando Torres, Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Hurry up and say his name, Robbie.
Zola.
Hurry up and say his name, Robbie.
Bergkamp.
Hurry up, Robbie.
Ian Wright.
Hurry up, Robbie.
Cantona.
Hurry up, Robbie.
Alan Shearer.
I'm waiting, Robbie.
Aguero.
I'm waiting, Robbie.
Thierry Henry.
Oh, there he is. There he is. Done. Let's move on. Done. Are you mad?
Agree with my expressions?
Are you mad?
Where's
mad?
Oh, wait, I got the microphone here.
Are you mad?
Sergio Aguero.
Listen, say it with your chest. Say it with your chest.
Sergio Aguero.
Say it with your chest.
Sergio Aguero. Sergio Aguero. Sergio Aguero. Sergio Aguero. Sergio Aguero.
All right, listen. I'm gonna quickly do we've been doing the head-to-heads all day. I've got a new set of head-to-heads. I've got a North London derby head-to-heads for you two, right? So I'll run through them quickly, and you guys tell me who the main guy is. So let's start off with this one: Kane or Aubameyang?
Easy, Kane. Easy. You're saying it's a North London derby head-to-head. Done. It's done. He's done more in the North London derby games. Yes, he has, fam. I don't care if they're penalties, blood. He scores when he wants. He scores when he wants. Harry, I don't care if he scored more games, bro. We're talking about the here and now, blood. Like, come on, blood. Man ain't got a time machine, innit? We ain't got a time machine. Out of this, yeah, if we're going to be fair, it's Harry Kane over Aubameyang.
Hey, fucking idiot, blood.
I don't need your vote, blood.
Son or Pepe?
Easy. Son Aldo, Son Perion, Son Messi, fam. Are you mad? Easy, blood. Easy, fam. The man's winning medals so he don't have to go to military in Korea, fam. So you don't have to go and shave his head, blood, and to be shooting. Bro, he wants to be shooting on a football pitch, not shooting Mac 10s, blood, in Korea. Less of that, fam. Son Aldo over Pepe all the time. The green pepperami, fam. We ain't even seen the red one yet. I don't care if you wear the red kit, blood.
All right. Lo Celso or Ozil?
Bruv. No, midfield Messi, bruv. Giovanni Lo Celso, blood. You know what, Robbie? Yeah, I actually thought that I was gonna lose these. I like this, Robbie, fam. You see these little pairings that you're doing? I like it. Giovanni Lo Celso, midfield Messi, fam. Are you dumb, bruv? What a player, blood. What a player. What a player, fam. You know what? Yeah. Thank you, Real Betis, blood. I'm telling you, he was a godsend. He's the best thing that's happened to us this season, fam. Giovanni Lo Celso, bruv. What a guy, bruv. Midfield Messi, fam. Midfield Messi. How dare you talk about Ozil? Bruv, how dare you? Hey, listen. How dare you talk about Ozil, blood? Are you mad, fam? Are you mad, bruv? You don't even see Ozil, blood. Trey and Carter see Ozil more than you, blood, because they're playing Fortnite with him online, blood. So don't piss me off, fam. You know them way there, blood. How about that?
All right. Or the Virals or David Luiz.
You know what, yeah? Toby, man, you say what you want about Toby, but David Luiz is a clown, blood. He's a clown,
David Luiz been playing better than all has been terrible this season.
Big man, listen, fam. Alderweireld's got more talent on his 1 foot than David Luiz has got in the whole of the thing, blood. Listen, that man's literally a Brazilian screech from Saved by the Bell. It's all right, because I'm saved by the... Less of that, fam. Get him out of here, bruv. Get him out of here, bruv. Come on, Troopz. You know, yeah, that David Luiz, he costs you every... Bruv, you're always like, Luiz, it's always Luiz. Fam, bruv, when me and you talk, you rip Luiz. Come on, you know what I say about Toby, innit?
I done said Robbie's a fucking wallad, bruv. Why the fuck are you bringing Luiz to this argument, bruv? That's like...
Oh, yeah. See, the real Troopz is here. And the real Troopz, please stand up. He's here, blood. I love that. If he said Socrates and maybe Toby, he would have been...
My man's literally bringing a knife to a gunfight, blood.
All right, Parrot or Saka?
Parrot or Saka? Oh, come on, bruv. Come on. That's going to be Saka, innit? Like, I'm not going to be biased.
All right, Lloris.
The only Parrot I know, yeah, is the one that chills on Captain Hook's shoulder, blood. Yeah. What
about Iago from Aladdin, fam? He's more popular, blood. Iago from Aladdin, Jafar's Parrot, blood. He's a lot more popular. He had banter, fam. You know them way there, fam. That Parrot was better, bruv. You know them way there. And big man thing, yeah. The only...
Saka has more assists than Dele Alli. Saka has more assists than Dele Alli.
Saka has bottles of water in Bossman shop. That's what Saka's got, blood. You know them way there, fam. Trust me, we're in lockdown. You go to Bossman shop, you see bare Saka water, blood. Because no one don't want to buy it, fam.
All right.
No one wants to buy Saka water, fam. No one wants to buy Saka water. We want Bucks. We want Edson. We want Forfeits, fam. We don't want Saka, blood. We don't want it. I'll take tap water over Saka, blood. Is he mad, fam? Don't ever try to get over me. I will take tap water over Saka.
Lloris or Leno?
Lloris or Leno?
Lloris or Leno?
World Cup winner, blood. World Cup winner, fam. I'll give you the finger, blood. I'll give you the finger back, blood. I'll give you the finger back. Don't think, blood. I'll give you the finger back, blood. World Cup winner, blood. World Cup winner, blood. That's what it is, blood. World Cup winner, blood. World Cup winner, fam.
Listen.
We talking about World Cup winner, blood. You better put some respect on his name. Put some respect on his name, blood. Put some respect on Lloris's name. You better put some respect on his name, blood. Nah, put some respect.
I knew this was going to kick off.
Put some respect on his name. I swear down, Troopz. Don't make me drive Edgeware, blood. I'll drive, blood. I'll drive. Are you? Don't make me drive it with my keys, blood. Hey, listen. A big man. Hey, listen to me. Robbie, be quiet. Hey, listen to me. Hey, listen. I got an exemption. What? Hey, listen. I got an exemption letter, blood. I'm a key worker, blood. I got an exemption letter. I'll jump in my car and drive on your blood clot. Are you dumb, fam? Are you dumb, fam? I got something for you, blood. I got something.
All right, final one. Mourinho or Arteta?
Who?
Mourinho,
blood. Are you mad, fam? Man don't want Pep Guardiola with a toupee, blood. Are you dumb? The king of the training cones, fam. Less of that, fam. Man don't want none of that, fam. Pep Guardiola with a toupee, blood. You know them way there. That's what he is. Oh, Mikel Arteta. What has he done, fam? All he does is get hella draws, fam. Hella draws, blood. That's all he does, blood. You man are gonna have an IKEA sponsor by the time Arteta's finished, fam. You know them way there. The amount of draws that you lot got. He's PMO, blood.
All right, you know what, right? I knew with you. This is why I always say the North London derby is the hottest derby. I knew it was going to kick off with you two, but listen, I'm gonna thank you both for coming on. I'm going to try and see if I can get you both back on later on, yeah? Because we've got to switch to our next guest. But listen, respect due. Even though as I thought it would, it kicked off completely.
Yeah, right? Troopz.
About Hill Drive. Let me tell you something, blood, yeah? Let me tell you something. Hill Drive to enter, yeah? But you ain't driving back to Halston, brethren, yeah? You ain't driving back to Halston, brethren.
Oh, is that right, blood?
You ain't driving blood. But you ain't driving back again, yeah? You ain't driving back again.
Hey, Troopz.
Oh, my God.
I miss you, blood. I'm so glad. I miss this guy, blood. Quarantine's got man. I miss you, blood. Quarantine's got man, blood.
I'm bashed, blood.
I swear that. You already know, man. Link up soon, blood.
I'll catch up with you two. I'll catch up with you later, man. Oh my God, boy! I'll tell you what. I'll get myself into bringing these two on, right? The figures are going right up. Look at that. £10,904.93. We're nearly on 11 grand. It's absolutely brilliant what you guys are doing. Keep donating. Remember, it's all for the NHS. The link is in the description. Please get onto it. We want you to donate as much money as you possibly can. And it's all going to the NHS. All the revenue that's earned on these videos is going to the NHS as well. So please, please, please keep donating. 24-hour stream, AFTV and United Stand. I've got Jordan. Gerrard, how are you doing, man? Come to restore some order to proceedings, man. Oh, I can't. I think you think your mic's on mute. Unmute your mic. I got you now. Yeah, we got you now. Oh, I don't know, man. I've got a headache after listening to him too.
Them man need football back quick, Rob. They need football back soon.
You can tell that. Oh my God, man. Oh my God. But did you agree? I mean, you being an Arsenal fan, did you agree with some of the things that those head-to-heads, right? Kane and Aubameyang. I suppose you've got to go Kane for what he's done over a period of time.
I think Kane's he's a big game striker. Do you know what I mean? Aubameyang is a top striker. We've had this out before, me and you. But in terms of big games, you're looking at Aguero and Kane. Really, they're the guys that really step up. So I'll probably lean towards Kane on that one. Yeah.
Son and Pepe. I suppose you've got to go with Son at the moment because Pepe's only just come.
I think so. Yeah.
I think he's going to be a top player. The one that seemed to cause all the war between them was the Lo Celso Ozil one.
Boy, you know what? I mean, I'm not the biggest Ozil fan. I'm not going to lie, Robbie. But Lo Celso ain't done nothing yet. I mean, as bad as Ozil's been, nah, I think Ozil wins that one even by default.
Exactly. So for me as well, I don't know what planet Expressions was on about Lo Celso.
He's trying it.
all the viral than Luiz as well. I think I'm going off of this season. I think Luiz has played better than Alderweireld. Alderweireld has been awful.
Yeah, if you're going by this season, I think he's probably had the better season of the two players.
Yeah.
But over their Premier League careers,
Alderweireld.
I think he's a better defender, yeah.
Yeah. Parrott and Saka will a bit of funnies, obviously.
Taking the barrel there.
Apparently they didn't want to play him. Lloris and Leno, I'm going Leno.
So
again, I'm going over this season. It's got to be Lloris makes a lot of mistakes, man.
He does. I've never been a fan of Lloris. Yeah, I'm Leno for me as well on that one.
And Mourinho, Arteta, I've got to go Arteta at the moment as well. Mourinho, it's not happened for him there.
Well, no, this year it's not been great for Mourinho. Let's have it right. It's not been the best season for them, but he could argue they're still above us. Do you know what I mean? So that would be his defense, to be fair. But I don't want Jose anywhere near my club, so I'm happy with Arteta. Yeah,
I mean, when they got Mourinho, was you at the time thinking to yourself, "Oh no, man"?
No. I knew then it was a bad move. I've got a bet with like 4 different Spurs fans, Robbie, that they will not win a trophy under Mourinho. The whole idea that he guarantees trophy. Mourinho's dead food. He's done. He is done. Not a League Cup, nothing. I'm telling you. The game is
even a League Cup.
Nothing. He's not gonna. I've got 4 bets on that he won't win a trophy at Tottenham. He won't. He won't. No, I'm happy they've got him. I'm cool.
You know the crazy thing is when you heard that news this week that they're having to go to Pochettino and ask him to take a pay cut because they're still paying him. He's on garden leave. He's still on over 8 million a year.
It's a living, Robbie. And you know what? I'm waiting for this Amazon documentary that they're filming at Tottenham as well. When's this documentary coming out? Because
yeah, I think it was good. I think it's the season has to be completed first before that then comes out.
Okay. Yeah, but it wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be interesting.
It will, because the last 2 or 3 years they got a lot of content there. But listen, if I'm Pochettino, I'm saying, nah, man, pay my money, man. I want my money.
You wouldn't take the pay cut?
Well, I don't think it's for him to take that pay cut. He's not an employee there anymore. There's a contract that says he's meant to get paid X amount. Give him my money, man. I'm sure he'll give off his own back once he's got his money. But no, I don't think it's for him to be saying to Spurs, no, take that from. Nah, he's not an employee anymore.
It's the craziest situation that you go to a man that you've sacked.
Yeah.
And then sit down and start to beg him and say, yo, can you give us a pay cut?
Give my money, man.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But how you been keeping, bro?
I'm well. I'm good, man. I'm good. Been watching lots of old school football games, playing Football Manager, watching all your content, working as well, banging out Netflix. I've been busy, man. I'm enjoying it, Rob. I'm not one of these people that's
enjoying it.
I am because I'm very happy in my own company and I can entertain myself and I've got things to do. So yeah, it's not great. There's no football at the moment.
Yeah.
But, no, I'm cool. I'm calm, man. Just keep myself busy, bro.
What have you been watching on Netflix? I was asking people earlier, to give us your lockdown top 5 on Netflix. But what have you been watching?
I've been watching. I watched a good documentary called The 3 Identical Strangers. I recommend that. Really good.
I saw that one advertised the other day, but I haven't actually watched that.
Really good. It's really good, Rob. Yeah, it's really interesting. I've almost finished 60 Days Inside or 60 Days in Jail or something, where they basically plant members of the public in this prison in America.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen some of that before. Yeah,
that's good. I started Blackish AF. I never really liked that one too tough, so I might spur that one. But I'm coming for you. What you tell me? What's popping on Netflix right now? I need some help.
Popping on Netflix for me is got a Tiger King.
Yeah, I watched that.
That's for me. That's number one. I watched that, man. I'm due to watch that again now. That is how good that was.
Yeah.
It's just the craziest documentary I've ever watched.
It's mad.
And when they got to that lady, right, who in the beginning I thought, oh, so sweet and thing, and then it turns out that she might have knocked off her husband.
You barely did it, Rob. Let's have it right. Let's have it right.
And I don't want to get sued.
I'm saying it.
But that documentary is absolutely nuts. I'm telling you, I've never seen nothing like it. It wasn't what I expected. So many twists and turns. And Tiger King for me. That's not. I watched this one, Caliphate. I like that Caliphate.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna check it out.
That's good. It's like it's Swedish, but they've dubbed it over. But that was very good. I didn't like the way it ended really, but I liked that.
Have you seen
Unorthodox?
No,
I watched Unorthodox the other day. I really liked that. That was about the Orthodox Jews in Williamsburg in New York.
Yes,
that was really fascinating. That was a very, very good one. I really like that. What else?
Sunderland Till I Die.
The Sam Cooke documentary. I really like that one. That was really good.
No,
Who Killed Malcolm X? That's a good one.
I've seen that. Yeah.
That's really good. So there's some good, but you know what? I'm running out of things to. Yeah, I mean, and I'm not even a Netflix type guy, and I'm running out of things to watch now.
You know what's coming, Rob? On Monday, there's the Michael Jordan documentary that's coming out.
Wow.
I think it's on Monday, and they're doing it around the 5th season. That they won 5 back-to-back titles, Chicago Bulls.
Yeah.
And the 5th year, it kind of it basically fell off. And they're doing it around that 5th year when it really went bad. So I'm looking forward to that one as well.
Yeah, everybody's recommending this Money Heist. I've got to watch that. I went and watched that the other day, like 10 episodes. I was like, no, man, I can't do it.
You know what? I started it and it was all right, but it never grabbed me like everyone's saying.
Yeah. And there's another one called Ozark. I haven't watched that yet as well. People are recommending that.
Rob, I'm 4 episodes into that and it's hard work.
Yeah?
Yeah, everyone's raving about it, but it's slow. It's so slow. And I'm like, boy, this better get good soon because I'm on the brink, bro. I'm on the brink, but
and this I need to watch Sunderland Till I Die. I ain't watched that yet. The new
good. It's good.
Yeah, I haven't watched that yet. I've got to watch that. You know what it is, right? Like I've been trying to get to bed a bit earlier now, man. And which I ain't going to do tonight, obviously. But I've been trying to get to bed a bit earlier. Sometimes some of these things, man, you end up binging on.
Yeah.
I mean, like that Caliphate one, man. I literally stayed up the whole night and watched all. I was like, yeah, I can't be doing this binging thing, man. People listen, Narcos. I've done watched all the Narcos. I love those.
Yeah,
I've done rinsed those already. You know what? Operation Odessa. That is bad. Have you seen that?
I haven't seen that. No. What's that about?
It's like sort of Russian gangsters.
Okay.
And they're in America, and it's a Russian gangster and another American guy, and they go. It's like when in Russia, when you sort of had the fall of the Iron Curtain.
Yeah.
These guys, they go over to Russia. They try to buy a submarine, right, to sell to the Colombians so they can use it to smuggle in drugs and that. I mean, it is insane, man. Again, I love documentaries when you've got like loads of characters in it. You like natural characters, you know what I mean? Yeah. And that's one of them, you know.
I like documentaries. I like documentaries where you don't know how it's going to end. And that's
that one. That's that one.
Good. Okay. I was trying to rant a couple of days ago. He said he just finished watching what's it called? It's a gangster one, Sons of Something, and it's about a woman gangster, and she's got a cartel, but he was raving about it hard. I'm gonna find the name. I'll send it to you. But yeah, he was raving about that one kind of hard still. Yeah,
but there's some good stuff. I've never watched this much sort of documentaries and that for I don't know, man. It's crazy, man. I do miss the football so badly. I really do miss the football. Do you think we'll get any football back before the end of the season?
Rob, I can't see any sport for another 2 to 3 months minimum. They're talking about reviewing it in 3 weeks time or whatever. I just think they're just giving people false hope. I just think we're not even at the peak yet of this pandemic, Rob. So how are they going to get... You got to remember, in football stadiums, just forget the fans for a second. You still got to have officials. You still got to have media. You still got to have stadium staff. You still got to have people in there. And even the players themselves. I was chatting to Joby McAnuff this week, did an interview. And he was saying people are forgetting there'll be certain players that will refuse themselves because they've got families too. So if the place isn't really safe and the pandemic isn't on lockdown properly, if I'm a player and I've got an elderly mom or I've got kids, I don't want to be mixing with footballers that might have it and I'm bringing it. You know what I mean? So I just can't see any football personally for the next 2 months minimum.
Do you think? I don't know if you heard this idea that's been muted of them sort of almost having a sort of Olympic village type thing where they get all the players, test them all, and then they all stay in this sort of in one area. Yeah, and then like play the games in sort of over a quick period of time.
I think that sounds like a good idea in theory, but in practice, I don't know how you do that and bang out that many games. And I know that the quality isn't really a priority at the moment, but people are forgetting that these players will need a little bit of a mini pre-season. Now they'll need 2 or 3 weeks to get back into the groove. Otherwise, you're going to have really, really poor games. So it feels to me, Rob, like they're trying to rush back the season just to get it done. And that for me is dangerous because safety of players has to come first. And if it means there's no more football till whenever, then as much as that burns us football fans, that's the way it's got to be, man. Safety's all got to come first.
Would you have a point where you say, right, that's it, the season's over, we void it or whatever? Or would you just say, right, no matter how long it takes, we'll wait for that, then finish the season, then have a little break, then start the new one?
I don't know if you can do that because my initial stance was whatever it takes. But now I'm thinking to myself, well, what if we're here in September, December, next year, February? Where do you cut off the point? So I personally would look at August because that is in theory when the next season is supposed to start. So if you can't finish this season by August, I would just say, you know what? We have to just void this season and then just have the four teams that were the Champions League last year go back into that. No one goes down. No one comes up. That's harsh. That's
and what happens to Liverpool?
The who?
What happens to Liverpool?
Boy, you know what? I don't think you can give a posthumous Premier League. I think you can't just say, oh, you didn't win it because you didn't mathematically win it, but we're going to give it to you anyway. It's harsh on them, but I just think you got to just say, you know what? We're just voiding the season. And that's so harsh. That's so harsh.
Wow.
But whatever you do, Rob, from here on in, there's going to be a loser somewhere. Someone's going to lose out somehow. So it's about the scenario that has the least amount of losers. And for me, voiding the season and just, you got contracts with players, legal, there's so many ramifications if you just let this drag on too long. So I would give it till literally, August. If we can't do it by August, we're gonna have to just scrap it and then just, check the lay of the land then.
All right, well, you're going to be as popular as usual with Liverpool fans after saying all that. Well, listen, Jordan, thank you very much for coming on, man. I really, really appreciate it. I know it's late, you know what I mean? So thanks for the love on this, man.
I've got to say real quickly, big up to yourself. Big up to Troopz, DT, all the AFT crew, Rance, Mark, Flex, all of you guys. You're doing your bit. You're smashing it. It's a marathon. You must be mashed up. You must be dead. But listen, all football fans are behind you. Keep up the good work. And anything I can do to help, just shout me, man. It's all love.
God bless, man. Thank you, man. Jordan, before you go there, tell them about your channel.
Yeah, so I've got a Football Fans podcast. Check it out. It's on iTunes and Spotify. And also, I have a chat show, YouTube chat show called It's All Blackademic. Go and check us out on there, Blackademic TV, or that's on YouTube, and blackademic.com is our website. And
it's absolutely brilliant. Thank you, Jordan, man. Thank you for coming on.
Cheers, Bob.
Enough respect there to Jordan. Remember, please keep donating. We're nearly, look, we just hit 10,967.93. Donate now. We are on the verge of hitting 11 grand, right? There's the QR codes that you can scan. The link's in the description. Get over onto the page and please, please, please give what you can. Mr. DT, how you doing, man? How did that quiz go? Win it?
Mate, next time you give me a partner, fix up, man, who you give me.
So you're blaming it on other people now. Did you win the quiz or not? Just answer the question.
Bobby, just be quiet for 1 second and I'll tell you.
Did you win?
Just shush and I'll tell you what happened, right? Now, there was 75 questions, yeah? Goldbridge got 48 out of 75, right? Rance got 48 out of 75, right? I got 52 out of 75, right? Claude got 37.
So we lost.
I did my bit.
Hold on, man.
Three bottles
for that quiz because I thought he's good at them quiz things.
No, Claude was on 3 bottles of wine.
And what's what with this? I saw him drinking that wine thing earlier. What's in with this wine stuff? When did that come around? I said to him earlier, when did you start drinking wine? And he's telling me about some meal deal or something.
Yeah, it must be something that they've got in the local shop, like buy one, get one free or something. It's like, I think it's like Echo Falls or something mad like that. Do you know what I mean?
So we lost. The upshot of it is we lost.
Yeah, but ultimately we won because during that 3-hour live stream, we raised over £3,000.
Brilliant, brilliant. Now, you know what that means, don't you? Because you said earlier today, if we hit the £10,000 mark, you'll shave off your beard. So
no, I never said that. I said I'll dye my beard, you fool. Don't even try it. Don't even try it. It might be like 1 a.m., yeah, but I'm not asleep yet. All right. Don't even try it.
All right. You said you're gonna dye the beard, yeah? Blonde.
No one ever said blonde. I said red. I said blonde is. I said blonde.
You're a forfeit if you're not. You know, I mean, you're just choosing everything to do.
Well, listen.
Don't your forfeit earlier.
Listen. Your forfeit was easy. Your fit was easy.
So it's yours. It's just dye your beard.
Have you seen what Goldbridge's forfeit's got to be?
What is it?
Right. If we reach 10,000 by the end of his show, which he did, he's got to do a photo shoot wearing my behave hats. Right. So he's now got to do that. If by the end of all of this we reach 20,000, he's got to do the photo shoot in my behave hat and a DTFC shirt.
Okay.
So
yeah, keep donating. Would love to see him do that.
Yeah. Also, the other thing was, I said before the stream started with Mark that if we reached £10,000 by the end of that 3 hours, then when this is all over and we're allowed to go to football again and everything, I'm going to take one person to an Arsenal game. You know, if they live in this country, I'll sort out their their travel down wherever they live or whatever, match ticket, everything. I'll sort it all out for them. And then Mark matched that by saying that if they pick a Manchester United fan, they'll do likewise, and they'll sort him out a game at Old Trafford and whatnot. So,
right.
So yeah,
you're going to be dyeing the beard, right?
Yeah, man.
So when's this all happening?
What I'll do is I'll go online tomorrow and I will find out what the best one to use is and order it from Amazon or whatever. So I'd say the next couple of days or so once I get it through, because I don't really know. Well, I don't know a lot about hair dye and stuff, and it's a little bit difficult at the moment with near enough everywhere shut.
Your boots,
Robbie, I'm not allowed to leave my house.
So nobody in your house is allowed to leave your house. Nobody. You can't send someone from your house to go and get him.
No, because I'm high risk, aren't I? So someone going out of my house and coming back is classed as contamination. They could pick something up and pass it on to me. So I will order it. It's not difficult.
So by the end of the week, you'll have that done.
Yeah. I'll order it and I'll do it. Don't bother me. They really don't bother me. At the end of the day,
not like what Troopz did, where he bottled it out proper.
Listen, I'm not going to bottle it, man. It's cool. Troopz, we already know that he had that spray stuff in, and then as soon as the camera was switched off, he was scrubbing his hair in the shower, rubbing all that out. Listen, man, don't worry, man. It's all good, and it's for a worthwhile cause at the end of the day. Listen. Yeah,
listen, man. I've got to say, man, you've been brilliant today. Yeah, I mean, you was on this morning. You was on Mark's thing after that. You was on this quiz. You're on now. You know what I mean? You've really been putting it in, man. Really respect to you, man. You know what I mean? Listen, I already know you. I know there's a lot of people that have an opinion of you, but I know you, and I know what you're truly like, right? And you've really stood up today, man. And so respect due to you. You know what I mean? And it's been fantastic, and we've been raising lots of money. Let's see what we're up to at the moment. I'm just going on to the Just Giving page. 11 grand we're on now. 11,022. Absolutely brilliant by you guys. Let me big up a few people who've been giving. There's a lot of people who've been giving anonymously, and that's fantastic. Bigging up Luke Pacheras, big up Jacqua, who's donated. And remember, it doesn't matter how much you donate. It can be big, it can be small. We respect all of it. Marcus, big up to you for donating. So all you guys that are donating at the moment, LJB Fitness, Francis Edwards, Chris Lee, thank you very, very much. You guys are very generous, and it's all going to a great cause, the great NHS. So thank you very much. DT, we've got Coogan coming up, by the way, in a minute, but did you see when I was doing that Premier League 11? I don't know if you heard that, but I was like picked out a couple of different segments and was asking Troopz and expressions to vote. The one that caused the most contention was the midfielders, right? Yeah. Now, these were the midfielders. Who do you think is the best ever in the Premier League out of these, right? Lampard, David Silva, Gerrard, SCN, Hazard, Vieira, Keane, Yaya Toure, Giggs, Scholes, Fabregas.
Vieira and Keane.
Oh, Vieira and Keane. They went Gerrard.
No, well, I watched most of their stream with the volume down because I didn't want to wake the street up. Mate, listen, I was just literally watching their body language, and I was like that. Oh my dear God! I was like, what are these two doing? And
they were calling typical North London derby. They ended up calling each other out for a fight.
Oh mate, listen. What I will say is that I see in Troopz' vlog yesterday that he's in the doghouse at the moment.
He said he saw it now. He said he saw it.
I'll tell you something. He's probably back in the mate. He's probably back in the doghouse because he's probably woke her up. You know what I mean? She's trying to sleep, and he's running around whatever bedroom he's been put in with a bottle of Courvoisier, And all I can see is him shaking a bottle of Cavossier, going mad. And then 1 minute pick up a bottle of Lucozade, a bottle of Ciroc, and I'm just like, oh my god, these two, man. It's just like
chaos.
In the
Absolute
middle.
chaos. But listen, thanks very much for coming on. You're around in the morning.
I will be at some point.
We're going to wake you up. We'll wake you up at some point. Don't worry.
Yeah, no. What time? What are the times that you're doing tomorrow? And that, like, we got.
This is our third. This is our third slot now. So, we're going right up till 3 a.m. Then United Standard taking over from us yet again till I think it's that's going to be Flex.
Yes, Flex
and Rad's taking it there. So they'll be going from 3 till 6, and then I'll be back 6 till 9. And then they pick it up 9 and finish it off at 12. And we're all going to kind of jump on around 12. So make sure you're about, yeah? I'll link you up.
Yeah, definitely, man. I'll be about anyway, man.
All right. Well done. Well done for your part in the quiz.
Man. Nah, man. Listen, it's been a pleasure today. It is what it is. Do you know what I mean? We're all trying to join forces and raise money for, such an amazing thing. And, I just hope that when this is all finished, and life goes back to normal, that the NHS can be appreciated for who they and what they truly are. Because I feel that before this, they were a little bit underappreciated, and I think we're very lucky as a nation to have something like the NHS. When you see what goes on in other parts of the world, even America, and the fact that they have to pay for their healthcare, and some people can't afford to pay for their healthcare. So we're very lucky to have something like the NHS, and they're amazing people. And, massive shout out to everyone that's donated, everyone that's been on all the streams, whether it's 5 minutes, hour, whatever it is, everyone's contributed, man. And it's nice to see the football world come together and do something nice, man.
Absolutely brilliant. Thanks a lot, man.
No worries, man.
Catch up as DT. We'll catch up with him later on as well. He's been brilliant today. He's been on everything, helping to raise money. So well done to him. I've got another guest coming on now. I've got Coogan.
Why'd you give me a 1 o'clock in the morning slot?
I know you go to bed late.
It's true. Do you know
you go to bed late, innit? I know that.
All right, Robbie, right? Do you know what I saw today? I'm going to try and show you this, yeah? Look at this.
Right. What's that? MVP.
MVP.
Tell him about MVP. For people who don't know what MVP was.
MVP was mine and Robbie's joint venture back in 2009 in Luton.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, we had some good nights at MVP as well. So
yeah,
didn't last that long. But yeah, Miss MVP. Remember the competition we run to find the best looking girl in Luton?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember that event. We used to keep all those events, and the funny thing is about it, right? I always tell people the story. When people always ask me about tell us how you started the channel. Coogan, in case you guys don't know, I'm sure you all do know, but Coogan runs the biggest boxing channel around, IFL TV. And Coogan also a massive Arsenal fan, and me and Coogan known each other for a very long time. We used to go to Highbury together and stuff like that. And I remember going up to Coogan and saying, Coogan, I go, you know what? I want to start like a football thing, man. Do you reckon this could work? Do you reckon? I was actually pinning my hopes on it, right, coming in, because I didn't know nothing about filming or editing or nothing. But obviously he was really busy doing his channel. His channel was blowing up at the time. But I kind of got the inspiration to do AFTV off of seeing what you were doing with boxing. And it was absolutely brilliant. And you're still, how many years now you've been doing this?
10 years in October.
10 years.
You're
wow.
Not behind. What, you must be 8 years this year.
Yeah. This year will be 8 years. Yeah. And, I used to see this guy. I used to see his work rate. I used to see the fact that, with no funds, he started his thing. He started going to all these boxing fights. He's got the gift of the gab. So he started getting all the boxers to talk to him and stuff like that. And I've seen how your thing's grown and how now you are now an essential part of any big boxing show, fight, they've got to come and speak to you. I mean, you're lucky because, you know, unfortunately, we footballers don't talk to the sort of chat, not the way the boxers talk to you. I mean, you've got the trust of the boxers, haven't you?
Well, I hope so. After 10 years, but yeah, it has been a long process. I don't know if you remember. You probably will remember, but when I started doing that, we went and filmed the little transfer talk thing. Me and you did outside the Emirates.
Yes.
And
yes.
It was all on our channel. It was like we just had that idea of going and talking about the latest transfer activities.
Yes.
Which is still on the channel. And I think we were both a little bit heavier back then as well.
yeah.
The video probably.
And the first video, like the first video on our channel was you. You was interviewing your cousin because that was the game when Arsenal played Reading.
Reading game, yeah.
Yeah, and your cousin was pictured walking out at half. Well, he didn't walk out at half time, but the newspapers put that he'd left at half time and missed all the goals in the second half, which were, and you was interviewing him and he was putting that right.
Yeah, because I interviewed him. I said to when you told me about the idea, I said, "Oh, why don't we do this as the first video?" So I went to his house in the back of his garden on my phone,
right.
Filmed him talking about it on the phone. So the very first video on AFTV, is that with me.
It is that, lad. So you know, but trust me, your channel, man, is unbelievable, unbelievable what you've done with that channel.
Thanks.
Don't try to be all modest about it either. You know? It is, and I mean, like even like you cover all the big fights now. You always are. I mean, the fight that must have been unbelievable for you must have been covering the Tyson Fury one the other day. I mean, I think most people were shocked at the way he won that so easily. I mean, he was brilliant, and I know that you've sort of been following Tyson Fury right from the beginning. You've been following, and I remember you telling me about Anthony Joshua when he was, I think he was going to the Olympics or something.
Yeah, I think that was the first time I interviewed Anthony Joshua was in 2000 and I think it was 11. Yeah, it was the year before the Olympics.
Yeah.
This is where, so that was, I think it was about 8 months before the Olympics at the start of 2000. Maybe the back end of 2011, start of 2012. The Olympics was in 2012, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's turned into a huge star now. Tyson Fury, been covering him since 2011 as well. So, all the kind of fighters, a lot of fighters have kind of even turned pro and retired in that 10-year spell as well. A lot of fighters that we were covering at the early start of their career have now kind of finished their careers now as well. So,
wow. Wow, and those fighters, to see how far they've come, it must be, and you've been part of their journey. That must be incredible, isn't it? You know, Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, now the two biggest names in the world of boxing.
You remember, obviously, in the early days that you used to come with me to some of the shows and the press conferences.
Yes.
And your brother, Laurie, used to come with me on all these away trips, like when Bellew fought Cleverly. Yeah. Laurie came with me, like all these away trips back in like 2011, 2012. Your brother or you used to come with me.
It was amazing. Listen, what you've done is amazing, man. What have you made of Arsenal this season? I know, obviously, you're mega Arsenal fan. Season ticket holder. What have you thought of it?
It's been better this year, but. What's better, you know? It's like what we're settling for at the moment. Are we settling for, the position we're in? And listen, we were going to Arsenal and we were blessed and we were spoilt in a way that we were following Arsenal through 2 or 3 of the best teams that have ever featured in the Premier League. The team of 97, 98, the team 2002, 2003, and then the unbeatables, obviously the Invincibles. We were in that period, but that was 16 years ago now. There's been no league title win at Arsenal. We're not even making top 4 now. So what we're satisfied with now, you know, I asked and been through all that.
Yeah, I asked this question the other day. I can't remember who it was too, but I said to him, "Was it worth leaving Highbury?"
I think they had to leave Highbury at the time. It's easy to say, isn't it? I mean, they had to leave. They'd outgrown Highbury. I don't necessarily think that was the major problem. I think kind of football kind of developed, and everyone caught up with kind of what Wenger was doing. Wenger wasn't the only manager in the Premier League that was signing all these kids and turning them into superstars, because that was Wenger's thing, and he did it with loads of players. But then the Premier League becomes stronger and everyone started doing it. And then obviously the influx of chucking money at a club ultimately paid off for Chelsea, paid off for City. It paid off for a lot of teams. And Arsenal really didn't compete with all that. You know, you got to think, you know, I remember when we signed Mesut Ozil for 40 million and we was thinking, what? It come out the blue and was thinking, we've got 40 million to spend on a player. It was crazy to think that. It's been slightly more optimistic since January. I think since that Man United win they had at the start of the year, it has been slightly more optimistic, conceding a few less goals. But that seems like a distant memory ago now. I mean, it was mad to think the Man City game, we were going to the Man City game. And then it got called off because of the interaction someone had with someone from the Olympiacos team who had coronavirus. No one thought it was a big thing then, or didn't think it was going to be as big a thing as it has turned out to be.
Yeah, and now it's just absolute nightmare. I mean, Coogan, I'm going to have to get you, because I've got another guest about to drop in, but let me just ask you this, right? Is that fight, and I know you've got the air with the two big promoters in Frank Warren and the Hearns, will we see that fight? Once this is all over, this coronavirus stuff and that, will we see that fight, Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua? We can see that.
We will see it, because the fight's too big not to happen. But I don't think we'll see it this year, because obviously the situation we're in currently, we don't even know when boxing is going to return again. But a lot has to happen for that fight to happen this year, because obviously Tyson Fury's fighting Deontay Wilder. Anthony Joshua's mandated to fight Kubrat Pulev. They would both have to step aside for that fight to happen this year. I don't see that happening this year. Definitely, if both have got the 4 belts going into 2021, it will definitely happen next year, 100%.
All right, brilliant. Well, listen, Coogan, thanks for coming on, mate. Sorry I kept you up this late. We're smashing that figure, 11,057. Brilliant what we've raised so far. And Coogan, thank you for reminding me of that MVP.
I'll never forget MVP. It's what brought you to where you are now.
Trust me, man. Trust me. And there was a lot of we wouldn't even get into some of the things that went on around. I remember me and you.
I'm still looking for him now. He's probably watching now. He's probably watching. T, if you're watching, you fucking owe some money, mate. All right? You owe some money, bruv.
We're never going to get that money back, mate. Trust me. That's
that money's gone.
Take care, man. Take care.
Well done. Good thing you're doing here, all right?
Thanks a lot, Coogan, mate. Thanks a lot. That's Coogan there. I ain't even going to get into that. Listen, we've got a very, very special guest that's about to come up. Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Lucas is in the house.
Hey, how's it going, Robbie?
And massive Arsenal fan, Matt. Thank you very much for coming on, mate. Much appreciated. Are you in the UK or are you over in the States?
I'm in London, and I want to give a shout out to my brother Howard, because I know he's watching, because he's a gooner like me, and
brilliant.
Played some matches together, yeah. And he's a big fan of you. He's a big fan of you, back your music career and everything. He's very excited that I'm talking to you.
Back in the day, Matt.
Yeah.
What's going on with the world, man? I mean, the whole thing's gone upside down, isn't it?
Just slightly, yeah. It's really weird. And do you know what the weirdest thing of all is? And don't shoot me, don't hate me. I'm a gooner, and I am, I get up every morning usually, and the first thing I do, I go onto Sky Sports and see the headlines before I even get out of bed. And I'm weirdly not missing football right now. Isn't that weird? I don't know. And I think there's quite a few. I was speaking to a friend of mine who works at the FA, and I said, I feel really weird saying this. I'm not missing football. I said, it might be because I'm Arsenal and we're having one of our worst seasons in living memory. But nonetheless, I said, I don't think I'm massively missing it right now. And he said, you know what? A lot of footballers are saying that. themselves that they're not missing it.
The actual players.
The actual players are saying that. Yeah. But I mean, I think if I was a Liverpool fan and I was, waiting to win the league, I might be saying something else. I might be saying this is driving me mad, But I think it's a bit of a relief not to have to watch us play, isn't it? Don't you think?
You know what you just said there, right? There's been a few Arsenal fans that have come on today and said that, but then the contrast is when I've had Liverpool fans on today, they are missing it badly and they want it.
Of course they are.
I had a Leicester fan on earlier. He's missing it badly because they were having the brilliant season as well. I've got a Leeds fan coming on in the morning. I know he'll be missing it. I mean, for those guys that they had all to play for, they're missing it. For us, like you said, worst season I can't remember the season. It's been terrible, isn't it?
It has been pretty rotten. I mean, we were starting to do a bit better. And, when people said, oh, you ain't getting Champions League, I was like, oh, well, we might actually. We might. Don't completely write us off. It's still within our sights. But I think that might be why. Although I haven't really enjoyed all this stuff about Aubameyang leaving. It's always the captains, isn't it? Whoever becomes a captain, they're either injured or somebody taps them up. But it's been that way for years, hasn't it, with us?
Do you reckon or do you reckon he'll go?
Sorry?
Because do you reckon he'll go or stay?
I would have said definitely go. I would have said definitely go because he'll want to win medals, and also, Arsenal. There are clubs that pay more money than Arsenal. I think he could go to a club where he's more likely to win medals and earn more money. But this pandemic thing, who knows? Who knows? Who can say? He might just think, you know what? I've got my home here, my family's here. The fans know me, love me. Do I want to take a risk? Because all these, I mean, I'm of the mindset. I don't know if I don't believe this. They're going to be playing football again in a month or whatever, or 6 weeks. I think football only really makes sense when there's people there. I really do. And until we have a vaccine, I don't think we can have football.
And even that has to be rolled out. And I heard someone saying a true point that was saying is it's not like you just roll the vaccine like Ebola, where you just roll it out to a certain country. This has got to be rolled out to the whole world.
The whole world, yeah.
So pandemic.
Do you want to watch football behind closed doors? I mean, I was thinking about it because I was thinking, well, what would you have to do? You'd have to take all the players away from their families. That's not very nice for them. You'd have to take them all away from their families and have them living on compounds, like where because it's not enough not to have symptoms. You need to actually not have this thing. They're two different things, because plenty of people have this thing even though they don't have symptoms. So you've got to take people away from their families. You've got to isolate them for a long period of time. You've got to be really strict. Sorry?
You've got to test them all?
Test them all. And then you've got to also have the staff, the other coaches and all the other staff. I mean, there's hundreds of people that work at Arsenal, right? So you've got to have them, and then you still got to have press there as well, I'm assuming, and media, camera crews. You'll have to cover it on camera. You could have a Premier League match every night of the week, and 2 on Saturdays and 2 on Sundays or whatever, and you could play 10 games. I don't know. I mean, you could do it. You could broadcast every game, but with no crowd there, with no atmosphere. Somebody said today that they were talking about playing matches that were 35 minutes in each half because of the number of games that the players would have to play in such a short space of time. Nobody wants to see that.
No.
So it's, I mean, for me, it's like all or nothing. I don't want to see. Look, if it was one game that you had to play behind closed doors, we'd all go fine. But I don't want to see 10 Arsenal matches behind closed doors. Not really. I mean, I'm being selfish. But
you're right. You know what? You're right, because I remember. Right, I'll give you an example. Yeah, I remember when Arsenal played Olympiacos, right, and we went over there, and the most hostile place you could ever think to go to, right? And you know, a very tough game. We did actually win that game. We lost the second leg, but a very tough place to go to. And then I contrast that with when Wolves played them and Wolves beat them over there. No fans in there. It was like they were playing like a pub team, because that team are driven on by the crowd. So I was just like, nah, it just doesn't sit. Like you said, 1 or 2 games, but 10 games Arsenal would have to play behind closed doors. I don't know.
Yeah, and everybody would have to. And then I know Liverpool want to finish the league because they're going to win it, which I respect, but they don't want to win the league like that. You want to be able to go to it. You want to be able to go to the parade if you're a Liverpool fan. You want to be there. You want to be there when they win the league. How are you gonna do that? I also think, let's be honest, you know, are you telling me that if there are football fans who, if they know that their team is playing in that stadium, they're going to turn up anyway? They're definitely going to turn up anyway. I think thousands of people, if Liverpool are about to win the league, right? You telling me that thousands of Liverpool fans aren't just going to turn up outside that stadium?
That's true. They've waited.
I don't mean. Yeah, I'm. By the way, I'm not singling out Liverpool fans. I'm not bad mouthing them or anything. You know, I totally respect that. I'm just saying, if we had waited 30 years to win the league, we'd all want to go.
You want to be there, yeah.
You want to be there. So, I mean, it's look. I work in the theatre, and my, you know, my friends who are actors are talking about when they can go back, and I'm just thinking, well, how does this even work financially if people can't sit next to each other? You'll have to sell tickets at £1,500 each to pay for them. I mean, because you can only sell every 10th seat or something. I mean, it just doesn't work. I think it's possible. I mean, this is the worst case scenario, but I think it is possible that we may not have football for 18 months.
18 months?
Yeah, because you've got to get a vaccine, and you've got to get the vaccine to everybody. And they're saying that the vaccine won't be available till the autumn of next year to everybody. I'm not talking about when the vaccine is created. I'm talking about when the vaccine has been tested, when it's been proven that it works, proven that it doesn't have dreadful side effects, when that it's economically viable. You've then got to have a whole supply chain to manufacture it and get it out there. And you've got to get that to how many people in the world? Nearly 8 billion now. I mean, jeez. I don't know. I think the world is having a reset, and I think we've not even scratched the surface. I think this is going to go on for a long, long, long time. You know, wow. they in the Second World War they didn't have football for what, 6 years, right?
Yeah.
They just didn't have it, and I think we might not have football for 18 months. I really do. I really do.
You know, I'm not sure, because I just think the amount of money that's in football somehow. I mean, you see even in America at the moment where they're trying to literally rush things back to get the economy going. I get the feeling that maybe football might try and do a similar thing. You know what I mean? And you know, because if for 18 months, I mean, you could be right when you say when you break it down like that. You know,
how many people do you need to spread this virus? You need one person, with this virus, who isn't isolating, to come into contact with one other person who isn't isolating. I mean, it's not a, you know, the idea, excuse me, the idea that in 3 weeks' time or 4 weeks' time, everyone is just going back to work. And I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm a doom monger, maybe I'm pessimistic. But I also think the idea that, there's so much money in the game, you can't afford not to play these games. I still don't think it makes sense. I don't think you can. I know the TV money is huge, but I don't know. But you still need box office revenue, right? You still. I mean, there's still. I mean, when Arsenal left Highbury to come to the Emirates, 10, 12 years ago, they said right then and there, and this was back then at those prices, that they were going to make £1 million more per game. You know, so I don't think everything works financially without people going to watch the match either. You still need. Do you see what I mean? That's still a huge amount of revenue and program sales and merchandise and all that stuff. That's still a large amount of income that the clubs aren't getting.
Yeah. Hence,
what do you think is going to happen?
Well, hence, like, you know what, like what you said, right? That's why some players might be looking at things and saying to themselves, right now, let me just stick with security. I'm at a big club like Arsenal. You know what I mean? They it's not like before, you know what I mean? You got to start thinking about security, you know what I mean? So you might think,
what about Aubameyang? What is he, 31? So, or he's going to be 31, or he is 31. He's approaching.
Yeah.
So, you know, he might want to stay at Arsenal because it might be a year before he's playing again, or 18 months. I mean, there are players who are playing now, professional footballers, who this might go on 18 months, they might never play again.
Yeah, it's true.
Because they'd be at retirement age by then, you know, and what it would take to get them fit again.
And then also you've got players where their contracts are running out in the summer. And, you know, we're all talking about the big money guys, but there's a lot of players where their contracts run out in the summer. Clubs are skint at the moment. They're going to be like, well, you know, we don't really want to take on nobody with no big wages. So it's a real uncertain time for even footballers who've been on mega money. I mean, how badly has it been affecting you with all the acting and performing and everything like that? I mean,
well, I was in Chicago to do a TV pilot for Fox in America. And it's a really funny script, a comedy drama. And I went out there. I was there for less than 48 hours, and production was shut down. And you know, Fox is owned by Disney, and I think they shut down. I think they made an executive decision and shut everything down. How has it affected me? Well, that will happen when I don't know. I mean, I hope it happens at all. You know, I'd love to do it because it's a great script. I'm the new co-host of the Great British Bake Off. I know that will happen.
Brilliant.
But I don't know when. I mean, we will just follow government guidelines. When the government says it's safe to do so, we'll do it. I mean, I just literally thinking about that show, I suppose if you make sure that all the bakers are, you know, a certain amount away, so they're at least 6 feet away from each other, I guess you probably could make that actually. But like the other thing I was going to do, I was in Les Miserables recently. And we did this staged concert with Michael Ball and Alfie Boe, and it was a sellout in London. And actually, it's coming out for people can download it from Monday. It's on Amazon and Sky and everything. But they're talking about doing an international tour of that at the end of the year. So I'm assuming that won't happen for a while. You know, because actually we talk about the theatre. Theatre tickets are expensive, you know, they're 60, 70, 80 pounds, 100 pounds, 150 pounds now. And you think, who's got that money? Also, the people that tend to have that kind of money are older people, you know, and they're more at risk. Yeah. But even just the idea of actors on a stage together, almost everything you'll ever see in a theatre involves characters kissing, falling in love, you know, having some kind of physical, you know, people being tactile with each other. And how do you do that? You know, how do you squeeze actors into dressing rooms? Those theatres are very cramped.
Small,
yeah. So it's just not practical. So I think, like I say, I do not think that theatre will happen until at the earliest we're like a year away from theatre again.
Wow.
As we know it now.
Yeah, listen, Matt, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on. Thank you very much, man. I really appreciate you coming.
Are we going? If the league is completed, are we getting Champions League or not, Robbie? Just before I go,
I think if City get that ban and the 5th place is available, I think we could get it. And I think that, and I reckon they were going to get the ban. They got a 2-year ban. And I think, if anything, what they might have done, they might have reduced that to 1 year. I don't think they're going to get away with what I sort of studied what they've done, and I don't think they're going to get away with it scot-free. I think they'll get at least a part of that ban. So I reckon, I don't think we get top 4, but I do think we could get 5th place, and I think 5th place could get us in. But if it's Europa League,
the Europa, I'm telling you this, right? We're better off if we get in the Europa League. We are better off we're better off just throwing it, just doing everything we can,
being nothing.
Playing the kids. We do not want to be in the Europa League.
I don't even want to be in it again. I think I'd rather take time out of it. If you've looked how Chelsea, when they won the league recently, Leicester, they weren't in those competitions.
That's right.
They were able to just concentrate on the league, and I think I prefer that. And especially
Definitely.
now, he wants to be travelling all over the place.
Yes, we don't need to be going to split. Yeah, we don't. Listen, Robbie, can I just say before we go, congratulations on this. You raised over £11,000. That's amazing. What a great thing to do. So congratulations. And
thank you very much.
We will meet again at the Emirates one day. We will. Definitely.
I look forward to it, man. And keep up the good work. Thank you.
That's Matt. Lots of love.
Thank you. Lots of love. That's Matt Lucas there, actor extraordinaire, coming live on AFTV. Really, really appreciate that. Thank you very much to Matt Lucas, massive Arsenal fan, massive. I've seen him at the Emirates. He absolutely adores the club. Trust me. Jarrett Lewis says, love your work, Robbie, and thanks for helping all the medical staff fighting COVID-19. Can you shout out all the Jamaican Arsenal fans living in South Florida? Missing football, trust me. You heard Matt there. Actually, no, Matt was saying that he doesn't and he's not the first person who said that to me, that, you know what, I'm not missing it as much as I thought I'd miss it. And it's almost like, as Arsenal fans, we needed a little break from what was going on. It's just that the break now is starting to go on a bit too long, and I'd love to see it back. But when you hear what Matt was saying there, you start to think to yourself, you know what, he's right. That's sensible stuff he's saying there. How are we going to get things back quickly? I mean, you really got to fear for what's going on. He could be right. It could be like 18 months or so at least before we could get, fully back into football. Keep getting that money in. £11,262 now. Really appreciate it. Keep those donations coming in. You guys have been absolutely amazing today. We've got Turkish in the building. Oh, look at that beard, man. Beard's growing up.
How's it going? Trust me, innit? Quarantine, I lie.
Quarantine, by the beard, I've won.
Yeah, trust me, man's got the lighting ready today as well. Last time it was a bit dark out here, so I thought, let me just get the lighting ready.
Respect, man. Thanks for coming on, man. I know it's late, but really, really appreciate it, man. And I don't know if you heard what Matt was saying there earlier about not necessarily missing football as much as he thought. Have you been missing it?
You know what? I can't lie. I've definitely been missing it, but I also understand what you're saying. As an Arsenal fan, it's not really the season to be missing. But I can't lie. Just going to games is different. It's not all about winning. Do you know what I mean? It's all about going to see the team you love, innit? And that's what I miss first and foremost. But I know the first game back, my first interview back, if we lose, it's gonna be just like the same old stuff all over again. Do you know what I mean? All of this stuff will be forgotten.
Do you know what? I know that you can be a massive critic of Stan Kroenke, but have you been pleased to see what he's done this week? They've kind of stepped up. He said he's going to pump money into the club to get us through this tough time. The executives at the club have all waived their wages. Well, not all of their wages, but they've waived like a third of their wages for a whole year. Now that's positive, isn't it? That's positive. That's them taking responsibility, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely something. It's definitely something. But at the same time, we might just look back at it as a PR stunt, because at the end of the day, any big corporation right now that is not kind of doing what they have to do in this tough time is going to be looked down upon in the future too. So at the end of the day, look at what Liverpool and Tottenham did with their furlough scheme and the U-turn. You can see what pressure and what that sort of a decision can do for your brand long term. And I feel like it is the right thing what Kroenke has done, but let's see if that injection continues when we need it in footballing terms.
I mean, I don't know if he hasn't really kind of made it clear. I don't know if he's saying he's going to pump money in as well that would also help to get transfers in, or if that is just basically just to keep afloat. By paying on backroom staff and that.
Exactly, yeah. The story was a bit inconsistent. It didn't really nail down the facts. It was more about Kroenke is giving cash injection. We don't really know towards what, how much, in what ballpark. So we'll wait to hear more news on it, to be honest. But it is good to hear. Don't get me wrong.
What do you make of that? What me and Matt was talking about earlier, and you know what, we can roll this out to all football teams, right? Not just Arsenal. We can roll this out to all football teams. Everybody's talking about this player, 60 million, 50 million there, 40s, hundreds, but this is going to be a different time now. You know, even if you're a player, like we say with Aubameyang, even if you're a player like an Aubameyang, you think, oh, I want to go somewhere and win things and stuff like that. You're now all of a sudden thinking, hey, you know what? Maybe I need to just stay where I am, man. You know what I mean? At least I know being at Arsenal, I'm going to get paid. You know what I mean? You know, that is going to come into consideration, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Wages and transfer fees are all going to be affected by this. The way I look at it, yeah, is in footballing terms, the effect of this can be positive because some of the transfer fees and wages were getting out of hand, Robbie. Like, we have to agree. I know you don't touch too much on wages or care too much about it, but they were getting out of hand. And the more they got out of hand, the less chance Arsenal have for silverware because we've never been financial giants in the transfer market. So at the end of the day, in footballing terms, I've got a positive outlook on the way it can affect it. I think that it can affect it in a good way for teams like us. Dare I say it, for teams like Tottenham, teams like Liverpool, who invest what they make and who invest what comes in. And yeah, that's how I see it. So it can be positive, but there's definitely going to be effect, 100%.
And obviously now as well, you're saying that, but you're just about to have another team on the horizon coming in with big money, which is Newcastle.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, I can't. You know what? If any set of fans deserve a takeover in such a manner, I think we're a close second, but they would be first because Mike Ashley has taken the utter piss out of Newcastle for the last however many decades. It's been longer than a decade, so I don't know how long he's been in charge over there. So, in a sense, they're fans. Something's on the horizon, but for us, especially us being Arsenal, let's hope financially we get stable again post coronavirus to be able to deal with this influx of money that Newcastle are going to have, let alone Man City wanting to come back and get their league title, Liverpool wanting to build, Chelsea United looking to get back in. It's all finance right now.
Will we ever win the league? Understand, Crom?
Nah. We will never win the league. Understand, Cronky? I could put money down now. We could never win the league.
Because you know what? If you look at it, right, is American football teams, the LA Rams, they got to the final of the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Kind of working off of a similar model to like what he's doing at Arsenal, where he hasn't pumped, even though he's building that new stadium, but into the actual team, he hasn't pumped, multi-millions in. There was somebody saying that his Denver Nuggets team are doing really well in the basketball, got a chance of making the playoffs before everything stopped over there. Could he do a similar thing with Arsenal?
You see what it is with them American sports, Rob? It's all salary caps and draft picks. And at the end of the day, when you're shit one season or 2 seasons in a row, you're getting number 1 draft pick. You're getting that best player out of the youth talent. You're getting something in return for being shit. In Premier League football, it's not like that. You're not getting nothing in return for being shit. You're going to fall further and further down the line. So I think it's looking at his American side and trying to see if it can cross over to us. I think it's a bit optimistic because the football world is very different to American sports.
So you don't think under him, no chance, you think?
No chance. Like at the end of the day, salary cap and draft picks in a sense. Well, it's more salary cap is something I'd like to see in football. And maybe coronavirus impact can bring that in some way, shape, or form in terms of transfer fees and wages. But I don't think, unless that happens, I don't think we are winning the league, understand, Cronke, or doing anything close to anything we're going to be happy with anyway.
It's very interesting, right? I was reading something today, but from Dick Law, who of course used to be one of the guys that used to be like under Arsene Wenger. He was the transfer. He was the guy who done the deals and got the deal done. And he was talking about when N'Golo Kante and the reason why Arsenal didn't sign him. And he said basically, he goes, the reason why they didn't, Arsenal didn't sign him, is because of the agents, the money that the agents wanted. So they wanted to buy him, and they put a deal in to buy him, and he was more than happy to come, and it was looking good. But then they found out that he had two agents, and between the two agents, they were gonna have to pay them £10 million to get the deal done. And they were just like, no, we're not doing that. We're not paying agents that amount of money. And he ended up going to Chelsea. And apparently even at Chelsea, like some of the, sort of officials were like, they didn't like the fact that they had to do that. It's just that, Abramovich said, yeah, just do it, man.
Yeah,
but two agents walked away, one with 5 million, one with 6 million. I mean, when you look at that, you can understand why they wouldn't sign somebody like a Kante. But do you think when things like that happen that they need to tell the fans that? Because maybe if they had told the fans that at the time, we might have understood it more, rather than it's just left. Nobody says anything. And you think to yourself, yet again, Arsenal have let a player of that quality go. Why didn't we sign him?
Yeah, the way I look at it, Rob, is we have to get with the times, and that's been a part of our decline in the last decade. Like not getting with the times, we've been too slow to move into the times. We still haven't moved into them times, and that's spending money. Because if you want to win the big things, it's easy to say it, but it's harder to show, and we haven't shown in the transfer market that we want to win the big things. So, in my opinion, that's just how I see it.
Your player of the season so far?
Probably Saka. Martinelli or Saka, definitely. But I'll give Saka the nod because he's had to acclimatize to a new role, a difficult role at that age, coming on against Man City. I think it was first and foremost at half time, and he's done it with aplomb. Like he looks comfortable there.
Another player's not signed up.
Yep, another player that's not signed up. Another player that's not signed up, and at the end of the day, that's again part of the downfall, Rob. It's part and parcel of what's happened over the last decade. So it's sad to see it's still happening. It's sad to see. We can laugh about it now because we've been hurt so many times that you have to just laugh now because the pain just kind of wears away after a while, isn't it? So right now, hopefully we can get stuff done. Like Oba, if in some way, shape or form we can get that done in a sensible manner financially, get that done because it's important for us moving forward.
All right, Turkish, thank you very much for coming on today. Much appreciated. I know it's late, man, so I really, really appreciate it.
No, well done for everything, Well done for everything, Rob. Seriously,
no worries, man. No worries. Thank you very much, man. Cheers. That's Turkish there. Good to talk to him, man. I mean, always chats a lot of sense. So great to talk to Turkish. As I'm talking to these guys, man, it does make me miss football, man. You know what I mean? Because I just love to get their opinions, you know what I mean? So it's fantastic to talk to them. We're up to 11,364. Bigging up Howard Lucas, bigging up Lauren. Loads of people are donating anonymously as well. So big up to you guys. Anthony Duncombe, bigging up David Oliver, Gareth Morris, Chris Seaborn. All you guys, thank you very much for donating to this great cause. Remember, you can keep donating. The link is in the description, right? So please, please, please keep donating. And also you've got the QR codes there. You can scan that. That will take you through to the description as well. And you can donate there. We've still got the guests coming in and we've got a bit of an international flavor now. We've got Styles here. You're looking super cool. Styles, my good friend from over there in Moscow, in Russia. How are you doing, bro?
Good night from Moscow. I'm fine, bro. I'm just, I need to play this time in the club right now. It's Saturday, 4 a.m. in Moscow. So, yeah, just waiting when all the coronavirus will finish and we're going to back to the normal life.
Yeah, I was going to say, obviously, I know that you're a DJ, one of the biggest DJs in Russia. This must be hitting you hard because you can't go out and play.
Yeah. Actually, my last gig was in London in March. So after that, I was coming back to Moscow and just working in the studio. People going crazy without normal life. But first of all, I want to say thank you to everyone who donate, to you, to all the guys who organize that. It's really, really a nice idea.
Thank you very much, man. So how bad is it in Russia at the moment? The whole coronavirus thing.
The main thing that all the shit was starting really late. I mean, we got all the problems maybe 1 week ago was starting like 5,000-6,000 coronavirus symptoms every day. Right now, we have self-isolation. We don't going somewhere, just sitting in the home, going just to the market, to buy some food, and just you're not allowed to go out, because 2 weeks ago was normal, but now it's starting like the pandemic. It's going strange right now. So we got the highest level right now.
It's a really you know what, this thing, it's amazing how this has just spread around the whole world. Nobody's escaping it. It's just amazing, isn't it? It's, to know, like a couple of years ago, I was over there in Moscow, hanging out with you, hanging out with everyone with the World Cup. Before that, we came over there when Arsenal was playing there. And to see everywhere, the whole world's on lockdown, it's bad.
Yeah, it's crazy, yeah. Because it's like a movie, Now you understand that you can do nothing with that. Just you must wait, sit in the house, play FIFA.
I bet you. Listen, I know that you're a very passionate Arsenal fan. You must be missing Arsenal.
Oh, of course, man. Even if I live in Russia, it's more harder to get sometimes to the stadiums when you get my tickets and make me happy when I coming to the games, But now without football, it's really, in normal life, I just can switch the TV and watch the games or come to UK. But now without football, to be honest, I don't know. But when it will come back, we will more happy for that. And I hope main players will stay still safe in the club, not leave like Aubameyang, But it's not the main thing right now. I think the main thing is to fix the problem with coronavirus, and the contracts, the players, they even not need to think about that right now. It's agents things. It's not the player things. I think it's. I don't think that Aubameyang sitting in the house and thinking when I will change the club or when I will extend the contract. I think he is a normal guy. He's not thinking about change. It's not Fabregas.
we were sort of saying earlier that the thing is about it as well is that players now are going to be thinking about security. Because just rushing off to this club or that club, you want to secure your future.
Of course. I don't think now about my gigs or my tour. I know it's money. Yeah, it's my life. It's my career. But first of all, we're humans. We don't think. And this is the main thing. And second thing, I think Aubameyang loves the club. Really, I think he loves the club. So I hope he will stay for 2 or 3 years more. But anyway, let's see what will happen, because the players is coming and going, and we are staying, the fans, the club. So anyway, we'll support the new players.
Over in Russia, which clubs have the biggest support? Which of the Premier League clubs have the biggest support? Would you say 1 to 5?
It's very dangerous, because if I will say CSK, Spartak fans will.
Which English clubs though? I'm saying the English Premier League clubs. Which one of those are which one of those are the best supported ones?
Of course, Arsenal Football Club. I hope. I think it's between Arsenal and Man United. I think because Man United, it's like business club, like name. Yeah, I think it's between Arsenal and Man United. So the less they support Tottenham, I sure 100%. Yeah.
What about Chelsea? I would have thought Chelsea, seeing that their
Chelsea,
owners.
yeah, Chelsea. I forgot about Chelsea, but Chelsea, it's fake support because 15 years ago when Abramovich was came to UK and make a big change, so all the Russian was supporting Chelsea like it's our club. It's I think it's like, you know, it's not natural fans like, because when in Russia, when you start to support the club, after you see some player or some manager and making love, like me was when I was young in 97 when I was start supporting the club, or someone maybe more later. Yeah. So this is the reason why I support Arsenal. But Chelsea, I think it's more because of Abramovich.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people from Russia that I've met from Russia say that the reason they support Arsenal when they're Arsenal supporters has been Arshavin. No? Yes.
I don't know, because who starts support Arsenal after Arshavin? I think this is school or young people, because, you know, it was not it was about 8 years ago, 7 years ago, I don't know. But yeah, Arshavin was making more popular. But anyway, you know, on one of the interviews, when someone was asking Arshavin if he was happy in Arsenal, and he said, yeah, but before I was moving from Zenit to Arsenal, I was waiting from Barcelona, the contract. So I supposed to go to there, but I didn't get the contract, so I was moved to UK. So I think it's not so nice to hear about that. I mean, I think in ideality you need to state it was my dream from my childhood, Arsenal, to wear the shirt.
Well, listen, we've had people say that before, and then they've been gone off the next minute. You know what I mean? The little kid in me said go and stuff like that. So at least he's honest.
I'm very, very happy to see you, and I hope to see you again when all the things will normalize. And I want to thank to everyone who helped with donation. Keep support your club. It doesn't matter who you support right now. Everyone is humans. I mean, it doesn't matter if you support Chelsea, Man United, Arsenal, Real Madrid, or Barcelona. We need to keep strong, keep together, and maybe next year, the first year after coronavirus, we'll take the title. I don't know, bro.
Well, listen, that would be a brilliant tonic. Stars, thank you very much for coming on, mate.
Thank you very much.
Really appreciate it. Styles there from over there in Russia. We've really got an international flavor to the third part of the show, but representing over there in Russia, such a cool guy. Trust me, man. I remember when we was playing CSKA Moscow. He looked after us. Him and his mates looked after us. Brilliant. Moscow is a brilliant city. If you ever get a chance to go there, after this coronavirus thing's finished, obviously, check it out. It's a really, really cool place to visit. And I really enjoyed it over there. I love the World Cup over there as well. And you know what? You just think to yourself, when is that all going to come back? You know what I mean? £11,404.91. We have now raised. It's absolutely brilliant. Get over to the Just Giving page and please, 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 if you can, keep donating. We are appreciating every last drop of what you guys are doing. It is absolutely amazing. So keep that up. I've got another guest. So as I said, it's an international flavor at the moment. We've got Nitish here on the line all the way from India. Oh, I can't hear you, Nitish. If you unmute your mic.
Good morning, Robbie. I hope you can hear me.
There you go. Yes, I can hear you, man. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. It's almost 6:30 here in the morning right now.
6:30 in the morning. But listen, I was looking the other day, and they were showing India, which of course India is a huge, huge country. Shut down. Unbelievable.
It's been tough here, but overall, we are happy that the spreading of the virus has not been as serious as maybe the US or Italy or Spain. But the problem is that if it starts spreading here once, it can spread very quickly because of the population, the huge population. and we are trying to avoid that happening here. The doctors are working hard, the medical staff, as you know, and we hope that it does not spread. Because if India gets infected, then it could be a serious problem for the world.
And same over there. You've been getting hit hard with the sporting events. Obviously, I know obviously you love your football, but one of the big things in India is cricket. That's like the number one sport, and the IPL cancelled. Probably won't return till next year.
One of the biggest events in the world of cricket and overall sporting events. And yes, and especially the T20 World Cup that was going to happen in October, I think that might be cancelled as well. And one of the guests, as he clearly mentioned, that 18 months, yes, 18 months is the time period that any vaccine needs to get into the market. So, and I had done some research on the Spanish flu pandemic as well. It took about 2 years before the pandemic actually was eradicated from the world, including the vaccine being distributed. So it is a possibility that it might take, as he was suggesting, that football may be suspended. It could be the case with all activities across the globe.
Yeah, I think the only thing we can hope with that is that obviously Spanish flu, that was like 1918. Yes. Hopefully we're a bit more advanced than those times, and we can get things into place a lot quicker. But the thing is, when you look at the sort of draconian methods we're having to use to try and contain this virus, it shows you that we don't have nothing at the moment to deal with it.
Yes, the only solution is the vaccine being prepared. And if the vaccine gets ready and is distributed quickly into the markets, I think the disease can be eradicated. The only thing that the medical staff right now is trying from their end to increase the immunity of the people. And that is the only solution, staying at home, being safe. And that is what is being followed in India as well. And we are showing some unity in respect to that, with respect to that.
Now, listen, I know that in India, football is huge, absolutely huge. Oh, I speak to so many Arsenal fans from India. There's I've met these guys. They were a Tottenham group from India. Man United are huge over there. I mean, it's massive, isn't it?
Yes, the football is massive. We have 2 leagues now. Earlier, we had a single league, that was the I-League, but now the ISL has also started. It's growing. The one thing I can tell you with respect to football, what Liverpool fans will be hoping, the I-League actually gave away the title to the team that was leading, which is Mohan Bagan. So Liverpool fans will be hoping that the FA does the same and grants them the title win as well. And as I said, we had 2 leagues. The final of the ISL was played behind closed doors. There was no audience in that final, but I think football behind closed doors is boring. And if you must have seen, there was a video of cricket as well, where a batsman hit the ball into the crowd, and it was the fielders were searching the stands for the ball. Audience at all. So that can be the situation that happens when an empty stadium is used. And obviously, as some of the guests mentioned, that Liverpool, and even you mentioned, Liverpool wouldn't want to win a title in front of an empty stadium. If in India we had to play the IPL in an empty stadium, it would actually kill the vibe of the entire game, and possibly it would be much more boring than it is with the fans cheering on for their teams. The fans are the heart of the entire game, I feel. So that is the kind of spirit that Indian fans have with respect to cricket and football, and they keep fighting over Arsenal, Liverpool, Tottenham, and which team is the best team in the world, and that is in a positive way, and that shows how much they love their football and other sports as well.
Who's the biggest club in India? Best supported English football club in India?
I think it is between Manchester United and Liverpool currently, but Arsenal also has a very strong fan following. The problems we have at the club are responsible for our fan base going down and Chelsea going up. And it has happened that the new generation has not seen what actually Arsenal was doing in the 1990s and 2000s. And if you see, in all honesty, for most Chelsea fans, football history begins in 2003, 2004. So they think that that is what is the entire history of the Premier League. It's all Chelsea and not Arsenal. And but because Wenger eventually won some of the FA Cups, I think the Arsenal support has been restricted a bit. But right now, Liverpool, because they won the Champions League, United under Sir Alex Ferguson, and even Jose titles, those are the ones growing stronger. If suppose Kroenke finally goes ahead, invests a bit of money, or we could have won the last year Europa League final, the Arsenal fan base would have gone crazy in India as well. That Europa League final was a huge turning point. If only we had won that, it could have been a major turning point for us. European trophy, finally.
Definitely. Listen, you need to get in contact with one of them billionaires that are over there. There's a lot of them over there in India. Send them over and get one of them to come and buy the club.
I guess if Newcastle can do it, Arsenal definitely can do it. And get a big buyer.
I think the problem is that our guy doesn't want to sell. That's it. I think our billionaire would have loved to have got his hands on Arsenal, but Stan Kroenke just doesn't want to sell it.
Maybe it can be. Maybe one of the American billionaires can try buying it, because I think they would at least have a better chance of. I don't think he will try to listen to anyone else across the globe, because if that was the situation, he already had some good offers from Africa as well, as you know, and various other countries tried to buy Arsenal. There was a joke going around with Josh Kroenke appealing to people. Many of the people wanted him to donate Arsenal to a billionaire and spend that money on helping medical staff. So that was one way they were trying to get Arsenal away from the Kroenkes. But unfortunately, I guess it won't be happening, and we can only hope that post the pandemic, Arsenal has a better owner someday down the line.
Well, listen, Nitish, thank you very much for coming on, man. I really, really appreciate it. And you guys stay safe over there in India.
Thank you, Robbie, so much.
You know what? That's one place, right? I mean, when this thing's over, when this coronavirus is over, that's one place I want to visit. I keep saying I want to come to India. I've got to get over there, man. I heard so many nice things about the country, so definitely got to get over to India. But you guys stay safe over there.
Thank you, Robbie, and hope to see you soon in India. And India will be a good host, as always, to all us guests. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. That's Nitish there, Big Guna over there in India. As I said, a real international flavor we've got today to the show. Getting back over to see, we're raising so much money here, man. I'm impressed with you guys. £4,419.91. Bigging up everybody who's donating. Pete Smith, big up yourself. Hugh, you ain't catching me with that one. Hugh, right? Big up yourself. PM, Lewis Hill, Howard Lucas, right? All you guys that have been donating, really, really appreciate it. You're doing big things for the NHS today, and I'm really, really proud of all of you. Trust me, really, really proud of you. Let me put something to you guys. I asked I was doing some of these head-to-heads with some of the guys who came on earlier, but one of them that's there is a really interesting one. Ndidi or Decore? Right, if you're looking for, a defensive midfielder, I know everyone's going to say Partey and stuff like that, but two guys that are playing in the Premier League at the moment, Ndidi or Decore, which one of them would you have in your team? And there'd be a better partnership than Troopz and Expressions, but you can only have one. One of these guys is your defensive midfielder, Ndidi or Decore. I do like that Decore. I think he's a player that's very, very underrated. But Omar's saying Ndidi. You heard earlier on we had Leon, the Leicester fan, and he was singing the praises of Ndidi. He really said that he's so underrated. But Ndidi or Decore, I'm going to leave that with you guys for a little bit for you guys to tell me. But right now we're going to go to John. As I said, international theme we've got going on here with a lot of our fans. I wanted to speak to fans from all over the world to find out how they're coping with the whole coronavirus crisis. And I've got John on the line. John from China.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing, Robbie?
I'm good. Are you over here in the UK at the moment, or are you back in China?
I'm still in London. I'm still in London, mate.
You're still in London. And
because at the situation right now, I cannot go back. The flight ticket is so expensive, So I just give up. I just choose to stay.
Now I know John is a big Tottenham fan.
yes, I am, Robbie.
How did you end up supporting Tottenham?
You know, when it goes back to my like high school time, I watch a lot of NBA and the Premier League games always like after midnight. But after my high school and the early stage of my uni, I come to UK to study, and I realized I cannot watch NBA anymore because it becomes midnight sports for me in UK. So I started to watch Premier League, and at that time a lot of my friends around me they support Tottenham, so I just follow them.
That was a bad move, man.
It's all right.
Bad move. I'm only joking.
It's okay.
I'm only joking, man. I'm only joking. Obviously, talking obviously on the coronavirus thing, China was the first country to get hit by it, and I remember sending a message over there to some fans in China. I remember that, and we kind of got together and we sent a message over there to guys in China saying, we know you're going through a tough time, but you'll get through this. It's going to be okay. I wasn't thinking at that time that we were going to be probably even in a worse situation. I mean, it's incredible how this disease is spread around the world.
Yeah, it's terrible. When about in January, I was buying masks to send back to my parents, and I was saying to my parents, be safe, don't worry about me. And just after 2 months, it's their turn. They're asking me now. They're asking me, "Oh, you safe right now? Do you need masks?" I said, "Maybe you should send some back to me."
Wow, it's crazy, isn't it? I mean, obviously, a lot of people are saying that if we are going to get through this, we're probably going to have to. It's going to be China that is going to show people the way to get through this, right? So, what are they doing over there? Because they seem to be coming out of the worst of it. What are they doing over there that's different?
Yeah, it's a little bit, in China, government to register people, to stay at home, like very, very serious. They're taking this really serious. So we come out of this situation very quick. But in UK right now, the weather's getting warmer, and you can see from the TV, from the news every day, it's getting worse. But you still see people walking outside. I live in Wembley. I see people walking on the street every day. So it's a little bit difficult for us to manage the situation here. I don't think people think this is a very, very serious situation. But it's a little bit different. In China, government tried their best to stop everything. But here, it needs people to pay more attention by themselves.
Yeah. Because they're starting to open up China again, aren't they? They're starting to open up a lot of the cities. Even Wuhan, they started to. They started to, they haven't completely opened it, but they're starting to open some of it back. So, what's going to be the light at the end of the tunnel for us as well over here? Do you? I mean, it was at its peak over in China, in January, and you're kind of opening back things now.
February, I say, in early February. Yeah, in the early February.
So for us then over here, could you see us opening things back up, say by, I don't know, if we're going off of a similar thing to what you guys have gone through, opening things back, say by
June,
end of May? June?
End of May, end of May or June. yeah, because I'm doing my own business as well here. A lot of shipping stopped between China and the UK. At the early stage, it's UK to China, it's stopped. Oh no. At the very beginning stage, it's China to UK, they stopped it. And now it's the diverse way.
Yeah.
UK to China is stopped. My business is really dead now. But yeah, I'm relaxed now. I'm just enjoying my holidays. Long holidays now.
long holidays.
Yeah.
So with that, then, could you see football coming back soon?
I don't know. To be honest, I have no idea about this. Even in China, China Super League, people asking them, when will you come back again? Even now in China, the situation is getting better. And China Super League, they're not promising anything. They say it may come back in June, but again, they're not promising anything.
So based off of that, could you see football over here coming back this season?
I saw news saying Premier League, not Premier League, Champions League final is gonna be August. Maybe in June or July it will come back. I hope so. I really want to watch football right now.
I think we all do. But you know, you watch Tottenham, so you're not watching football. Had to get out.
We're better this season. We're better this season, man.
You have been. Yeah. Well, I think last season was a season when Tottenham really, I thought that, it could have been that season when you won the Champions League. I don't know what under Mourinho. What have you made of it?
I don't know. When Mourinho came into the club, I was like, maybe he's not the right person. But after a few games, he won a few games. It's not bad, but at the recent games, the game before the quarantine time, the feeling came back again as maybe, I don't know. I really miss Pochettino. I even when I get married with my wife, I get a club handwritten card by Pochettino to say congratulations. That's probably be the most memorable thing for fan in my life.
Yeah. Oh, that's good that you said that. And then after that, they sacked him.
Yeah. So when he left the club, I was like really sad. But
well, listen, I can't wish you luck with Tottenham. I can't do that.
I know.
But listen, I hope we can all get through this coronavirus thing together. And as I said, we'll be looking out to China to see maybe they're going to be able to show us the way to get through this quickly. So that is the hope. Or maybe some sort of virus some sort of vaccine might come out of there first or wherever. But I think as the whole world, we just need. It's going to have to be a world effort to get through.
Yeah, of course. I asked some of my friends they in China right now to join your live stream. Maybe they will join you later. They can tell you what's happening in China right now.
Yeah,
maybe they can tell you better than I do because I've been in London since last November before the virus broke out. I haven't been back for about half a year. Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, it'd be interesting to get their insight as well. But listen, John, thank you very much for coming on, and good to see you again. Right.
Thank you, Robbie. Be safe, Robbie.
Yeah,
good job with this. Good job with this. It's already over 11K, is it?
Yeah, over 11K.
Oh, man.
And still rising. And so let's hope we can just keep getting as much money as we can to help these brilliant health staff. Thank you very much for coming on, John.
You're welcome.
Whoops. Sorry?
You're welcome. You're welcome.
You're welcome. Yeah, thank you very much, John. Really appreciate that. That's John big Tottenham fan, good friend of mine as well, not really nice guy. And, just trying to bring international flavor to the show. Now, we are, 20 past 2 in the morning. The time is flying by, I'm going to tell you, man, I'm not even tired. The time is flying by today. So I really, really appreciate it. And it's still, donations are still coming in. 4,457. You guys have been truly amazing. Keep those donations coming in. And I like the way you guys have been replying to that Ndidi or Decore. From what I can see, most of you seeming to be saying Ndidi. I do like Ndidi. I really do like rate Ndidi. But Decore as well. I wouldn't be unhappy with Decore because I think he's a quality player. I really do. But Ndidi or Decore, another one that I had on my list was these two. This gets debated a lot. Grealish or Maddison. And I want the reason why you go for that, whichever one you go for. Whether you go for Grealish or whether you go for Maddison. I want the reasons why you go for one of those two. But Grealish or Maddison. Mohammed says, I hope this helps. Love what you guys are doing. I've been a fan since your very first video. All the love from Norway. Even if the NHS is in the UK, this is a worldwide problem and we must help. And he's a United fan. So thank you very much for that. And let me just remind you how this thing is working at the moment. This is AFTV, and we've teamed up with the guys from United Stand, and we put rivalries aside on this. We've had fans coming on from every single football club, and it's all about trying to raise as much money as we can for the NHS. It's football fans for the NHS. This is what it's all about. And I've got to say, you guys have been amazing. The amount of money we've already raised. We started off at 12 o'clock midday yesterday, because we're now in Sunday. On Saturday, we kicked it off, and then it was taken over by United Stand. We was on for 3 hours. United Stand took it up. Then we came back in again between 6 and 9, 9 to 12. Then it was United Stand, and we've been here since 12 o'clock, and we're taking it up till 3. United Stand will then take it over again till 6 in the morning. Then we'll come back again at 6 in the morning till 9. Then the last 3 hours, the home stretch, will be done by United Stand, taking it up till midday tomorrow. And we would have completed 24 hours live here. And I want to say a big respect to everybody who's helped to put this together. There's a lot of people working really hard behind the scenes. I big up my crew. I big up Tao. He's been working very, very hard. Brennan, Loomis, Laurie's been working very, very hard. Jackie, big up Isabella at YouTube. You guys you have been brilliant with the stream. And then big up the United Stand guys. Of course, Mark, Flex, Rants, Ben. You guys have been amazing. So it's been a real team effort to get this stream up. We only just sort of came up with the idea. I jumped on a phone call with Mark Goldbridge this week, and I said, "Yeah, Mark, well, let's do this, man. We can make this happen." And literally, what was that? I think that was like just before last weekend. We had the concept, and then we came together and had a meeting about it like Tuesday. And in just a few days, we put this together. So to see what we've done has been absolutely amazing for us. But back to the question, and there you go, 11,457.41. And remember, the link is in the description if you want to keep donating, all right? So please jump on that link. Now, I'm asking you, Grealish or Maddison? GP says Grealish because he's a rebel. Maddison by Dill07 Singh, he says Maddison because he's got pace and he's better at passing. Also, Cheddar says Maddison offers more. So that's another shout for Maddison. Omar says Maddison. I want to know the reasons why, though. Don't just tell me. I want you to tell me the reasons why, because it is a real big debate that, especially these two will be competing for England places as well. Which one of these two, is the better? They've both been brilliant in the midfields for their various clubs, for Aston Villa and for Leicester. but which one would you rather have? Ben Mayer says Grealish for me, for the fact that Grealish has more goals in him and he is a leader. Though it's only down to talent. If it's only down to talent, there's isn't much in it. He makes a good point there. Grealish has shown a lot of leadership on the pitch this year. Still getting up to shenanigans off it, unfortunately. I thought he'd sorted that all out. But on the pitch, he's been doing really, really well. Afi says, prefer Maddison, he's much better. Josh Watson says, Maddison because he started attacks. Yeah, but Grealish starts attack as well. I think Grealish is good at starting attacks off. Jordan says, Maddison really tires, and I think he means there really tries and doesn't give up, and has better stats. So he's going for Maddison. Here's a reason here from Samuel Rees-Williams. He said Maddison has Welsh heritage in him, so he gets the vote. As you can see from his thumbnail there, he's Welsh by the flag. Paddy Joe says Maddison is a baller. You seem to be more going for Maddison here. So Maddison seems to be getting the vote from most of you. Rib says a big shout out to my mate Phil Aoshio, who works for the NHS as a nurse. So big up to Phil. Thanks for all the work that you're doing, mate. Really, really appreciate it. Most people here seem to be going for Maddison. Here's another shout for Maddison. Maddison is more disciplined. So yeah, still people feeling Maddison. Here's one for Grealish. Grealish because he's more of a leader and more physical, and that's from a United fan. He's probably saying that because he wants Grealish. Grealish has been linked. We got Curtis on there. Curtis, how you doing, bro?
All good, bro. You know, only late night calls. You know,
still up.
I'm still up, man. I'm still up. What are you saying? You're looking tired now. Still.
No, I'm all right. You know, I'm all right, man. I'm not too bad I'm not too bad at all. Trust me. Got half an hour to go on this stream before we hand over to United Stand. I don't know. I feel all right. I feel like I could go for another few hours straight.
Yeah, man.
Maddison or Grealish?
What do you say, Rob?
Maddison or Grealish?
Do you know what? I'm saying Grealish, you know. I know he's a bit bad off the pitch, but I like him, you know. He's producing, he's a leader as well, you know. He come up through the championship with them. I just think he's got a little bit more to him. And Grealish, what are you saying?
I'm just going, you know, I'm going through what a lot of people are saying here. This Mark, he's saying that Grealish because he's has more fight, different positions like Vieira or Keane. I don't know. People seem to be more favouring Maddison.
You reckon? Yeah.
Noel here says Grealish because he's carrying an average team. But then this guy says, I don't like Jack Grealish's attitude.
And that's the problem. He's a bit of a lad, isn't he? You know, we've seen he hasn't covered himself in glory through this either.
Yeah.
You know?
And then this guy here, Scott, says Maddison can take a free kick and has pace and can be an easy replacement for Ozil. In addition, he definitely has potential. I mean, quite a few people have spoken about him maybe coming in for Ozil, but
nah,
we won't be paying that sort of money that they'd want for him. It's going to be a lot of players staying put.
That's it, isn't it, man? Because the teams, like you've been saying, like teams aren't going to want to spend big money, man. So Maddison will cost 70, 80 million as well, man. I don't see that one happening.
Yeah, yeah. What do you see happening with Arsenal?
Jeez, man. Budget transfers, you know. We'll be bargain hunting this summer, man. You're going to have a long transfer daily this year, you know.
Listen, if there is any transfer daily the way things are going.
Yeah, for real. But obviously, Kroenke has come out saying he's going to put money in and that. But is he talking about transfers or is he talking about just plugging the gap now that we need? It wasn't too clear about it, was it?
I think he's more plugging the gap. You know, by the sounds of it, that's what it sounds like to me. It doesn't sound like him putting his big money in. I think it's way more like a plug in the gap. Let me just get back to the Grealish thing again. This is Villa Fan TV. It says Grealish, as he's had more goals in him and assists than Maddison. He's been a massive influence on the Villa team and pretty much has kept us competing in the league. More a leader than Maddison. So big shout there for a lot's coming in for Grealish now. It was Maddison at first, but a lot coming. I tend to edge more towards Grealish as well.
Yeah, for real, man. He can dribble. You know, Maddison's a good player. I look at him more as a set piece specialist, long range shots and them things. But Grealish moves the ball. He can play in a few positions. I like Grealish, man. And if Villa go down, man, he might be cheap as well if Villa go down.
The Hawks start circling. They're going down.
That's it, man, for real.
That's how football goes. But then that's the old football.
Yeah.
There's going to be a new football that's going to emerge out of this.
Yeah.
And I think that new football that emerges out of this is not going to be a football where there's going to be loads and loads of money splashing around.
Yeah. You're going to have to be smart in the transfer market and develop what you've got. But just, you know, the Aubameyang thing, that's the one problem that I look at the club. If we had that sorted, then we can build around that with everything else. But the uncertainty around that, man, it just causes problems, don't it? And we haven't learned, you know, the Van Persie situation like all them years ago, and we're still in that same scenario again. Best player with a year left on his deal, man. They just don't seem to learn.
Where will he go, though? The more I keep thinking about it, the more I keep saying to myself, where does he go?
I mean, I'm looking at it going, does he go to, well, I hope he don't go anywhere, but does he go to, like, maybe Barcelona? I know you had Guillaume Balaguer on earlier, but...
You heard what Guillaume this morning, we had him on, and he's saying, basically, Barcelona ain't going to have the money.
No, they're looking swap deals and that.
Yeah. He's saying Barcelona ain't going to have the money. So, and he's also saying that Real Madrid, he don't think will have the money either.
No.
So where does he go? And you think to yourself, a player like Aubameyang, the age is going to be definitely work against him. That means that no club is going to want to pay big money.
No.
Because of his age. So they'll be looking at him maybe thinking, yeah, we'd have him, but if we can get him cheap.
Yeah.
Arsenal in this current climate are not going to want him letting go for cheap. Then, as well as I say, I was chatting to Matt Lucas earlier. You know, I mean, every player now is also thinking about their own security.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because you might be thinking as a player, you know what? Maybe I'll take another 2 years extension. At least I know for the next 3 years in this tough period, I'm going to be playing at a club, getting paid decent money. And he's a captain member, so it's interesting what's going to happen with him.
Do you know what my worry is, though, Rob? Imagine he's sitting there thinking, you know what? I'll just see out the year. I'll just sit there for a year and walk away next summer. You know, because I'm not even, like, I don't know, but we're not even hearing, like, you know, we've offered him a contract and like, the club don't seem to be saying much about it. You know, even you look at Pogba at Man United, all these times he's been criticised and that, but Solskjaer always says they want to keep him. They're talking about new contracts. They're in discussions. I'm not hearing none of that from Arsenal about Aubameyang.
Yeah, but I'm just staying and walking away for free next season. You could be walking away for free into a smaller contract somewhere else. So you could be walking away. You could stay and you could be on, I think he's reportedly on about 180 grand a week. You could stay until the end of the season, still be on that with your cut, remember, because a lot of them are green, it's a wage cut. And then come the end of the season, you walk away for nothing. If you haven't had a season where you've been banging in the goals, you may go from being on 180 grand a week to being on about 40, 30 grand a week. So that's what I'm saying. Security-wise, for a player of his age, I think he has to think very carefully about what he does. It's a completely different thing now because of what's gone on.
Yeah. It might work in our favour, you know, obviously not the circumstances we want, but I think if we can get him to sign a new contract, we can turn a corner and move forward, because that then tells, potential new signings, we're not that same Arsenal under Gazidis losing our best players. They need to make that mark and keep it, because I can't see a replacement out there, Rob. And what top striker is going to want to come to Arsenal? So, I was watching that interview that Ian Wright did with Lacazette and Aubameyang, and I just feel like he loves the club, man. So they need to convince him. They need to show him the money, man. He needs to see that money on the table.
This is an interesting one. Pablo Mari on a free. What's going to happen with Pablo Mari? He's here on loan, remember, from Flamengo. Yeah. Now, come the end of whenever it is, the season, if that season ends, Arsenal will basically have an option to keep him or send him back. And again, that's what I'm saying. It's very uncertain times. I mean, I was reading today that Pablo Mari was saying that he absolutely loves it in London. Him and his wife love it. It's a beautiful city. He really wants to stay. But number one, he's hardly played any games, so that we can even really see what he's like, apart from a couple. It's going to be uncertain time for him too, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you know what? I can see the club signing him, though. I think they brought him on loan with the intention to sign him. I think Arteta's probably seen. I know. Pre-Corona still, but he fits the price range of Arsenal, don't he? I think that'll suit him. He looks all right, what I've seen of him, but obviously not enough.
This guy says Mari is awful. I don't know how you can say that, because how many games has he played? 2?
2 games? Nah, you can't say that, man. Can't say that.
Devon for real says, would you be cool if Aubameyang was offered a 2-year extension with an out clause if we missed the Champions League?
Yeah, anything that keeps him here. Do you know what the best solution? And you said it the other day. I think because I think his wage demands and Ozil's will clash. I think the best thing what you said was take a year on like 200,000, 220, something like that, and then when Ozil goes in a year, because he ain't going nowhere, is he, until his contract goes, then move his wage up to maybe 250, 300 for another year or 2. Then I think that's the best solution to keep him.
Here's a guy who's coming with a plan. He says, Robbie, I'd loan Coutinho, swap Kante for Lacazette, and buy Edouard for 30 million.
But you know what? There's a lot of mixed opinions on Coutinho, but me personally, I would snap Coutinho up straight away if we could get him. And Lacazette for Partey as well. If Aubameyang was to stay, I would sacrifice Lacazette for Partey, because I think we need that midfielder. And then Edouard, I haven't really seen enough of him, to be honest.
Yeah, he looks decent, but it's without disrespecting the Scottish League too much. But it is the Scottish League, and obviously, it's not the same standard as playing in the Premier League.
Yeah, that's it. So, everyone uses the Van Dijk one, but is that a one-off?
Yeah. Danny for Wolves says says Robbie, what Wolves players would you take? Bloody hell.
Half the team.
They'd take the whole team. I mean, I like Doherty.
Do you like Doherty? Yeah,
I like Doherty. I think he's a very, very good player. I like Traore. He's one of the most exciting players in the Premier League. I like Jota.
Yeah, I like Jota.
He's quality. I like Jimenez.
Yeah.
I like Neves. Again, another goal-scoring midfielder who scores a lot of goals on the edge of the box.
That's half their team, man. Half their team would take
even Matinho. I mean, I know he's getting a bit old, man, but he's a quality player. They've got a very, very good team. They're very underrated.
Yeah. They bopped us at the Emirates as well earlier in the season, man. They played good football.
Yeah, they bopped us at their place last season as well, man. They destroyed us.
I remember that 3-0.
They got a good manager. They got a good team. They're very good, man. They're very good. So Wolves, Basim says, big up Curtis and Robbie. I guess Robbie can go for a week non-stop live stream. Wish you all good health. I know about a week.
Yeah, I don't know about that. You've done well doing this long, bro. I'm telling you.
Let's take a check on how we're getting on money-wise. And we're still going up, £11,525.41. So still brilliant. And let me just remind people as well that all the money that's going to be earned. Oh, sorry, I'm getting a bit of feedback. I think off your mic then, Curtis. Just turn down your thing a bit. But yeah, I think just to let everybody know, all the money that's made off of this stream is going to be going into that as well. So all the super chats and everything like that. So we're raising a lot of money here, man. This is great. This is really, really satisfying. The first time we've done this on AFTV. And big up the guys from United Stand as well, who are with us on this. Remember, they're going to be taking over from us from 3 o'clock. So from 3 o'clock until 6 o'clock is going to be United Stand, and we're going to be coming back in at 6 o'clock in the morning. But it's been brilliant effort by all football fans. Pogba. Right, there's a guy saying Pogba makes us better when he's played. Comparison, he's obviously a United fan. The whole Pogba thing. What do you? I mean, we've been discussing him a lot today. You see the criticism he was getting during the week off of Souness, off of Danny Mills. Great.
Pogba's brilliant, bro. Like, now, don't get me wrong. The Pogba for France is a better player than the Pogba for Man United, but he's got Kante and Matuidi behind him doing his dirty work. He doesn't have that at Man United. He's got Matic and McTominay. They're decent players, but they're not the most mobile. Souness, Souness and Danny Mills, their comments, man, I don't really respect what they're saying about the guy. It seems very personal, very bitter. I think Pogba scored 15 goals last year in all competition. I mean, from midfield. You can't question that. Danny Mills is talking about his appearance and, his hairstyle. Culturally, you see a lot of people in France who dye their hair and things like that. So I think he gets a lot of unfair criticism, Pogba. I think he can do a little bit more. He's a little bit inconsistent, but, along with De Bruyne, I would say he's the best midfielder in the Premier League for me. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, you can't argue with that, but he needs to. The Danny Mills thing. I listened to the Flex was raging about it, and
yeah, I see that.
We were discussing it the other night, and then he sent it to me afterwards, and I listened to it, and I think, some of the things that he said, I was like, it was almost like he's saying, well, he should accept that fact that, your hair, you shouldn't dye your hair and stuff like that. I disagree with that, but where I would agree with him though is that it's in the psyche of people that if you're not playing well, they start to pick on these things. They start to look on these things and say, "Well, are you focused? Are you more interested in dancing?" We had it with Bellerin, didn't we? Where people were saying, "Is it all this fashion stuff? Is it taking your focus away from football?" So from there, I can see, but someone can dye their hair whatever the color they want. What I would say is, if you're going to dye your hair, you better play good. Because
you have to play good. It's more a society problem, isn't it, than Pogba? Pogba dyeing his hair shouldn't be a problem, but you know how it goes as well, man.
Yeah.
And Souness as well. He's sour, isn't he, man?
Yeah, he's starting to come across really bitter. He is. Vinny says, Robbie, what 2 championship players would you take and why? Help me with this one, Curtis. I forgot his name. Midfielder at Leeds.
Kelvin Phillips, is it?
Phillips, yeah. I like him.
He's a baller.
He's a proper player. And then West Brom have got a guy as well. I've forgotten his name, man.
What position?
Foreign sounding name. I've forgotten his name. Good player.
Yeah.
Good players. A couple of good players in that championship, man.
Good players. It's a hard league. Look at Sheffield United, man. They come out of the championship. They're higher than us in the league, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Curtis, thank you very much for coming on, man. Much appreciated. I know how late it is, man. 2:45 in the morning, man. You're still representing. So
I had to get on it, man. No, I just want to say big up you and everyone, because what you're doing is amazing, man. And you know, contributing to the NHS. Sometimes you have to give back, and you've done that. And I think it's brilliant what you lot are doing. So I had to jump on even in the middle of the night.
No, thank you, man. Thank you. It's much appreciated, man. Thanks, Curtis. Really, really appreciate that. We've got a couple of Liverpool fans coming on now. We've got Drifty. How you doing, Drifty?
What's happening, bro? What's happening, bro?
Yeah, you still vexed with me after the other night?
No.
and we've also got Callum. Callum as well, part of the Drifty's crew there, the Coppish guys. And of course, both of them big Liverpool fans. Liverpool have been getting spoken about a lot throughout the day here. Look at them showing their badge. Chill out, man. Chill out. Right. You guys have been getting spoken about a lot today. I had the guys from Redmen TV on earlier on as well. And of course, the subject that we was discussing was what happens with the league. Drifty, we were talking about it the other day as well. You were saying you don't even mind if the league's handed to you. You still thinking that way?
Yeah, if you just want to call it as it is now with every position, I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? 25 points is a championship winning lead. It's not, as I said before, you can't make me feel like we're not champions. We're champions. So for the safety of everyone, bro, the asterisk is that asterisk. That's for the Twitter guys who just want to go at us, bro. That we won't care about that. We know we're champions, man.
You weren't champions because you didn't fulfill the last 9 games. Anything could have happened.
Come on, bro.
You can see me lining up already, innit?
Even I'm not that pessimistic, bloody hell.
How do we sort this mess out, man?
I think you've got to play the rest of the games. I know it's a tough one, but I think we've got to find some way of playing the rest of the games. However, we've got to make sure everyone's safe if that's what's going to happen. I don't want it to be a thing where we're rushing back and then a couple of weeks later we're realising more players or staff or just general public are starting to have a spike in the pandemic again. If this is going to happen and teams are going to go back to playing, then we need to know everyone is going to be safe and all the precautions are taken. But I'll be honest, I do want to see the rest of the game played. I don't want the asterisks next to our name. It's been 30 long years. I want to lift that trophy. I want Henderson to do the little shuffle with his feet. I want to lift that trophy with no asterisks so I can just sail away and laugh.
The thing is about it, though, which Chris Pajak and Redman pointed out again today, he said, boy, I've been waiting so long for this. The other thing that would burn me would to see Liverpool winning that in an empty Anfield and then no parade. No, I mean, I see how you guys get down with your parades and the flares going off and all that. Imagine none of that. Imagine, all right, we complete the season behind closed doors and then there's no one there to celebrate.
I think that's what would bother me more than anything else. Because we even spoke about this in one of our videos that we did. If they try and put the asterisks over it and all that stuff, I get that. The banter, it'll be funny from a banter point of view. I get that, but I know every fan knows really deep down, no one was catching us, and we did win it fair and square. So that wouldn't really bother me. What would bother me would be that we had plans to go to the parade. We'd already had like dates set up that we're gonna hire the not even a minivan. We were gonna get like one of those like 12-seater vans, and was literally gonna get every Liverpool fan that we know wanted to come. Was all gonna drive up there. Was gonna have a good time. Was gonna film it. It would have been the levels. If you thought the Champions League trophy parade was something, the league winning parade would have been off. It would have been.
How are you planning? Listen, hold on. How are you planning all these things? You know, win nothing yet.
Ah, come on, man. Once it got to the point where we knew it was happening, it was like, all right, let's get this planned. And you guys know me. I'm very pessimistic. In fact, what's mad is I told everybody that the reason I'm not getting carried away is because right now I feel like I've read all the numbers on the TV. I've matched them up with my lottery ticket. I'm like, oh my God, I've won. I've won. I've given it to the missus. I've given it to my mum. I've given it to everyone. They've all checked and verified. I've signed the back. But it's that sleep you have to do before the next morning where you make the call and say, yeah, I need to bring this thing to you now. I've won the lottery. You know, that 24 hours in between. I felt like I hadn't given the ticket to them, so it weren't like secured yet. And now look, I told everyone, stop getting carried away with this thing. And now look what's happened. It's like, we've lost the ticket. Now we're tearing up the yard trying to find the ticket and we can't find the ticket.
That's a great analogy, actually. And, you know, it is, yeah, I do kind of feel a little bit sorry for you guys because, as I said, looks like the season will get completed some way, somehow. But it's just not going to have the feel of, even with this big gap, and then with the games being played behind closed doors, it's just not going to feel the same. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. It is weird. Even the whole, I mean, from a selfish point of view, the parade would have actually fallen on my son's first birthday. So I'll be honest, Robbie, for the last couple of months, I've been putting in groundwork, trying to sweeten up the missus and all that, just to see where I could, you know, could have moved some things around or something. So me personally, it'd be like moving the parade down the line would have been quite nice. But as you said, yeah, playing behind closed doors, I'd be happy that it happens because everyone gets to complete the set of fixtures, but it's just going to be surreal. It's something that's never happened in my lifetime. Like the odd Champions League game when you've had the whole debacle with racism and things like that, but not a sustained period in English football in the Premier League playing behind closed doors. It's going to feel surreal, and it's as everyone says, and I think, you know, it's kind of a nice feeling in a sense because I think over the last couple of years, fans have really been terrorized for the role they're playing in football. But now they're actually seeing just how important we are to the game. Because you take fans out of the game, it is not the same spectacle. And you almost now getting to a point where you're seeing the likes of your pundits, your media, they're now appreciating fans for what we are and how we've made sure football is at the forefront of sport in this country.
Yeah, you're right. You're so right there. And I was saying that, is this, hopefully that's going to be one of the things that comes out of this when we do eventually get out of it, that football clubs start to appreciate their fans more. And, you know, in even like TV companies, all that, I think they will at first, but knowing them, then they'll just revert back to what they've always done. But, you know, when there's no crowd, it's dead. It's not the same. You know what I mean? It's simply not the same. And what I want to ask you guys, this question because earlier on, I've been asking people about their player of the season, right? Now, probably the easiest question to ask you guys is just to say, who's been Liverpool's player of the season? And in that way, I'll be able to work out who gets that award for player of the season, because it's definitely going to come from a Liverpool player. I mean, there's been some shouts for Kevin De Bruyne, but for me, it has to be one of the Liverpool players. Asking you both the same question, who's been your player of the season in both of yours opinions?
For me, it's a difficult one because I'm making a decision with my head and my heart. My head is telling me Sadio Mane, without a shadow of a doubt, is player of the season. I think he should even be in the Ballon d'Or running. He's been sensational. He's continued the form. He didn't even have a break. He had like a week, if that, after the Africa Cup of Nations, and just came straight back in, didn't even act like he's been phenomenal. So that's me being sensible and who I actually think should win it. But my heart wants Henderson to win it. I think he's played such a pivotal role this season. He's proved so many people wrong. He's played centre-back, he's played holding man, he's played attacking midfield. He's played everywhere. He's done everything that's needed of him. He's already lifted 2 trophies, and this would have obviously been the 3rd one, the big one. And just everything he's been through, I would just love to see Henderson lift it, just for him and just everything he's been through. So I'm torn between my head and my heart, but it's got to be one of those two for me.
All right. What about you, Callum?
For me, again, Sadio Mane for me has been sensational this season. He really has. But I actually think our best player this season has actually been Van Dijk again. Now, I know he didn't hit the heights of last season. However, I still think I think he's suffering from what Salah suffered from after his first season. Because Salah's first season was so sensational, anything after that would have been seen as just being okay. However, if you look at Virgil's performances this season, he's been brilliant. And dare I say, you take Mane out of the team, we will miss him. No two ways about it. I think you take Virgil out of our team, and we're in big trouble, in my opinion, against a lot of the top players and a lot of the top teams. So for me, Virgil just edges it. Then Sadio Mane second for me.
Not Henderson.
Not for me. No, Henderson has been super. I don't want to annoy Drift in it because obviously we work together. I don't need that smoke, but Henderson has been excellent. But for me, Virgil and Sadio Mane pip him.
Funny enough, right? I asked Kevin Campbell earlier. Maybe as an ex-Everton player, maybe not the best player person to ask. But when I said to him Henderson, he goes, no chance. And the reason why he said, listen, Henderson has had a brilliant season and he's really, really good. However, he goes, even though, yes, he had a little bit of a dip without him, he goes, you can do without Henderson. He goes, but if you take Van Dijk out of that team or Mane, he goes, that's where you will have, like you just said, Callum, you have problems. He goes, especially Van Dijk. So that's how he broke it down. He broke it down and said, listen, Van Dijk and Mane are more important to that team than Henderson. So that's why it should be one of them two who gets player of the season. And when you hear that logic, you can't argue with that, can you? You can't.
Robbie, you're opening that kind of world right now, Robbie.
I can't.
You can't just give a man the thing and say, "Oh, come on, heart."
No, I don't argue with.
I'll give it to the person who deserves it.
If Van Dijk or Mane won Player of the Year, I wouldn't have any problem with it at all. So in that regard, yeah, I agree. But I feel like a lot of people are underestimating what Henderson does when they say that. And if you look through the season, there's been a point where Mane was out for even if it was just Klopp resting him or he was giving him a break or whatever, he was out for a little while or he was rotated and the team kind of did perform all right. Thankfully, we didn't have to see what it's like without Van Dijk, apart from, was it one Champions League game, Cal, innit? Where when he just left him out.
Yeah.
But no, he was ill, weren't he? Like he had an illness or a cold or something like that.
World Club Championship.
Yeah, that was it. And who filled in for him? So here's what I'm saying. People don't understand how much Henderson...
Some World Cup Championship, was it some team from Thailand or something like that, right? I mean...
he still played at centre-back.
I'm talking about the big man thing, man. Yeah, I mean, big man thing, like you're playing like in the Premier League or something. If Van Dijk's missing...
All right.
It's a put it this way. Right? I know this from like at Arsenal. You're walking up to the game, you're bouncing up, big game on, you're playing Man United, and then you look on your phone, team sheet's out, Van Dijk's not in. You're thinking, oh my God. You're bouncing up, you see Henderson's not playing. You're like, oh man, we're gonna miss Henderson, man. But if Van Dijk's not playing, you're like, what?
Yeah. From an obvious point of view, I agree. And obviously, Mane's a spectacular footballer. So from a like kind of spectacle point of view, either of those not playing seems way worse than Henderson playing. I'll admit that. But my point is, if you look at all of the games that we've struggled this season, it's always been the games Henderson hasn't been in. And you will know, Robbie, because obviously you had that Xhaka situation, and now with Aubameyang kind of just being given the armband. Leadership is a very underrated quality that you have to have. Like people just act like you don't need leaders or the captain doesn't matter anymore and all that. Look at all the teams without good captains. They struggle. They don't keep going to the end. They don't have that mentality. They don't have the organization. They don't get everything carried out just the way the manager wants. People underestimate all that stuff. And Henderson doesn't let any standard slip whatsoever. Even Van Dijk and Mane and these guys, he's on their case. Even if he thinks for 1 second they're dropping, he's on their back. And we lost our unbeaten run because Henderson wasn't playing. So I'm just saying.
Yeah.
No, Jim. I can't.
It's a fact.
No.
I'm glad you've ended it.
These are the words of Drifty, not the words of Copy. Can I just...
I'm glad you've ended it on that. How you flop the Invincibles thing, because we've come to the end of the stream. But thank you both. Thank you both for coming on, man. I know it's very late, and really appreciate you both coming on, man. You know, I mean, respect you, and hopefully Liverpool will get to play it out on the pitch. So thank you both for coming on.
Yeah,
thank you, Robbie. Just before I go, Robbie, just want to say a thank you to you as well. What you're doing is brilliant, man. My mum's a nurse. She works for NHS, so on a personal level, much appreciated, man. And keep doing what you're doing, man.
Big up your mum, man. She's the one, man. She's the one doing it. Trust me. Right. So respect to her. Thank you very much, guys. Callum there and Drifty from Coppish. We've come to the end of the stream. Our 3 hours is up. We're going to hand over to United Stan. I think it's Flex and Ransom Bants taking it up. That Mark, I think he's got a bed, and he was got a week on me, right? So we've come to the end of the stream. Let me just give you a recap. We are now on £11,622.41. Thank you so much for donating. Get over onto United Stand now, and please keep donating. Let's raise as much money as we can for the NHS. We are going to be back at 6 o'clock in the morning until 9 after United Stand now. They're going from 3 till 6, and then they'll be picking it up off of us from 9 till 12 when we will end, and we would have completed 24 hours of non-stop talk about football. Thanks to everybody who's been on this segment. We've had a real nice international feel to it as well. It's been enjoyable, and I'll see you back at 6 in the morning. Keep smashing it. Keep smashing it, guys.